Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jeneth Blacker,
And I'm Leonka Reina.
and this is the Hout Hustle Mystic Morning Show. Today, we're talking with Emily Harrison, and then we're talking with Ahumna, who's had some really cool mystical experiences. And then we are talking with Jamie Wousney, who is going to help us with a deep nervous system reboot. Before we get started here with Emily, we are going to give you just a couple announcements so you know where to find things.
Yes.
Number one, everything is on what we call the live page. And under each of their pictures, you'll find the words special offer. That's where you go if you love them, want to work with them, get a session with them, or maybe get their course or what have you, whatever they decide to offer. So you always want to go to houthustle.com/live to find those things.
Mhm. And also, when you're looking at the special offer, regardless if you feel called at that moment, I always encourage you to go and seek out what they are offering, what they have for, this summit, because there's a lot of different offers that are going to be happening, and it is limited to the time of the summit. Now, a couple of them are going to go after the summit, but most of them do expire at the end of the summit. So the very best offers that you'll get is during the summit. Go ahead.
Fabulous. Just a reminder, Lianka and I are going to be on midday on Wednesday. So if you decide you like us and maybe want to visit us in Austin, Texas, we're going to tell you all about our live event, November 7th through 9th.
That's right. And we are also going to see a little bit about our inner circle. So we have something called a Mystique. It's Mystique Society. And this is where our community, we have the best community ever here that joins us for the show. And we just take this really cool community that's non-judgmental, just full of love. And we just go a little bit deeper. Okay, a lot deeper.
Way deep.
Jenneth loves to call this community the Navy SEALs of consciousness. And we're not afraid to go there. We may not have all the answers or the right questions, but we definitely don't judge whenever anyone asks. So please bring your love and bring your love to this particular summit as well as you join us today.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start with Emily.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about Emily as we bring her up. Yes.
So excited to have her back.
So Emily is the founder director of the Akashic Academy, a modern day mystery school that is empowering humanity to find personal freedom through the Akashic records. By accessing the Akashic records, people can dive into their soul's mission, the root cause of physical and emotional dis-ease, and learn to find the unseen solutions to their most challenging life circumstances. One more thing, Emily was named one of the 5 most innovative business women by Entrepreneur Magazine, has been featured on Gaia, Coast to Coast, MSN.com, HBO, Netflix, and the Huffington Post. On stage with the Harvard University, Emily was the most recently featured on the NASDAQ billboard in Times Square for her innovative message of self-empowerment through the Akashic records. I wanted to read that because I thought that was really profound and wanted to ask some questions about that too as we get into the show. So
welcome.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for sharing that. And I spent 20 years in Hollywood too. So you give me the mic, I talk forever. And y'all also know I'm a little bit loose when it comes in and somewhat irreverent. So just let me know how long is my turn to talk, and I'll blast y'all with codes. I'll give you as much as I can about embodying the future self here today. And what an honor to be back. I love you ladies. This is the Navy SEAL of audiences. And thank you to the panel too for sharing space. It's great to be together today.
Yeah. Guys, please feel free to type any question you have in the chat as we go. This is an interactive conversation. So if you do have anything for Emily, go ahead and put it in the chat. And we just like to play with you all. Emily, I wanted to start. You had done a really cool video about pressure and vision with pressure and diamonds. Can we start there?
Oh yeah, and by the way, my clairsentience, it's one of my strongest clairs. It just shot through my body as you were talking about that. The crystalline structure of the diamond is a powerful metaphor right now for us all because our DNA is activating. We're tapping into our crystalline structure. This is helping us bring through the energy of the new earth right now.
Yeah.
And pressure is currently how we refine ourselves. Anybody studied alchemy out there?
A
Right?
little
Yeah,
bit, a little
pressure is
bit.
part of the
Mythology.
yeah, it's part of the alchemic process, right?
Hmm.
So pressure is part of energy that we can use, and I'm excited to like help us use it today. So, what does pressure look like in our life right now? It looks like the things that we want to shift and that we want to change, and that are not yet fully in alignment to that of our divine design, our dreams. We're learning to create with ease. I think that's truly what these energies are all about right now is learning to create with ease. We're going from this efforted creation to learning how to just like let go and do it. Really soon, the
Mhm.
guides tell me, we're going to look back on our evolution and we'll get a good giggle at ourselves because
Hmm.
it still feels challenging. It still feels
Hmm.
challenging sometimes for
Hmm.
me right now too. But we're this close to just allowing the energies to move through us to and what a joy to be here at this point in time to be part of this movement. I mean, this is what we
Mhm.
all get to remember together, and it's super exciting. One
Yeah.
more quick piece about the diamond is that in the new earth, and this is something that I definitely feel inspired to speak on right now
Okay.
because
Yay.
this embodies, our future self. We're bringing in these codes of the new earth. And in the new earth, each one of us have identity. We shine like diamonds. Think of the seven colors of the rainbow. I want to give everybody, I want to invite you to give yourself full permission this week to see your identity and step fully into it, be fully self expressed. All the colors are coming together in the new earth in their fullness in order to bring this rainbow, right? So, this idea of our crystalline nature and how we get to shine like crystals, like let that activate you on all the
Mm.
levels that it's here to activate you right now.
Hmm.
I love that. What do you tell people if they don't have a vision? Like, where would they start?
I think you have a really cute analogy that we really loved about how pressure without a vision versus pressure with a vision is also kind of relevant here as well.
Right. Well, if you, what I thought was a great quote, and it was channeled coming in, and so then
Yeah,
trying to remember
of
the
course.
darn channel quote.
It's
It was
okay.
pressure with a vision will create a diamond. Pressure without a vision creates a heart attack. Like
Yeah,
yes,
Mhm.
basically, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
yes, chaos.
right. Yeah. So again, we get to channel our energy in whatever direction we want. It's part of our divine authority when we incarnate into this planet. We're experiencing ourselves in the likeness and image of God as creator. And we get the opportunity to exercise our mind. This is the primary point where we start creating. Everything is mental, right?
Hmm.
And we get the control. Sometimes it doesn't feel like we have control because we're on default mode, we're on autopilot. Our nervous systems aren't healed. Thank God for the nervous system work, y'all, right? Because
Yeah.
if our nervous systems aren't healed, we're not free to have that control of choice of where we exercise our mind. But the truth is, fear and potential are actually the same energy exercised in opposite directions. So that means whatever direction we're tracking it or we're feeding it with our mind, right? So we get to make this choice about how we dial our energy. So if you have
Mhm.
vision in your life and you use that pressure to dial it into your potential, it will create a diamond for you. That's what science tells us, right?
Hmm.
The crystalline, and the crystal doesn't have to think about it. It's the nature of the crystalline structure.
Hmm.
Just do what you do,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, I love that.
Self-trust is huge right now. Surrender is huge right now. Okay, did I speak a little more to what you want? You wanted me to get into the heart of
Well,
that quote there?
I
Did I get
wanted
it?
you to I
Yeah, we
wanted you to
did.
help the audience also. And I know that the Akash is really a great place to start when people are just really trying to earth even what's next in their vision. Like maybe they have done pretty well, have a great job, have a great home, but then they've just kind of stopped there and they're doing the day old day grind. How do you encourage them to really reignite that innate genius within, reignite the vision to expand their lives? And how can we use the Akash to play to do that too?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked. I use the crystalline tube of light. Okay,
Okay.
this is a piece of technology that we all come equipped with. And as we're in this time of amazing self-discovery about how powerful we really are and how to utilize our technology, my guides are sharing with me more and more what exactly the crystalline tube of light does. Now, does anybody work with the crystalline tube of light or maybe call it something different out there? I'd just love to know in the comments.
Is that like the Shishunma resonance or something?
Oh, the
No, I
Schumann,
don't know.
Schumann
Oh, the Schumann
resonance.
resonance.
Yeah, that's I would liken that to the heartbeat of the earth,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
right?
So the
Okay.
crystalline, so is that also where we can use this to strengthen our maybe our crystalline nervous system? Maybe I just don't know. Maybe I'll let you tell us about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll break it down for you. The cool thing is you can get it to do whatever you want it to do
Nice,
because it
nice.
is it's a self-teaching tool
Okay.
and it rearranges itself into a lattice work to allow information based on at our beck and call.
Nice.
So
Okay.
the crystalline tube of light, yes, I see Christ light, Kundalini rising up the spine.
Okay.
Crystalline tube of light, I'll be honest with y'all, I thought I made it up when it first came into my field.
Oh,
So
wow.
when I
Interesting.
learned how to read the Akashic Records, I learned through Linda Howe's Pathway Prayer.
I did too. I love it.
Yeah, I loved it. I went through
Yeah,
three
yeah,
levels
yeah.
of training, felt like I was remembering, my soul
Yes.
purpose.
Yes.
And then when I was complete with that training, I really felt like I wanted to teach people. However, it honestly, it didn't feel aligned with me to teach Linda's method. My guides are like,
Uh-huh.
the people who come to you will need a different code.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
And so I said, great, what is that code? And like in childlike imagination, I see crystalline tube of light, anchor it into the core of Mother Earth, into the Akash. Like there are just like a couple of key components. I use the Ohm vibrational frequency too because that prepares our body for transmission. But I just thought that this crystalline tube of light was a way to connect, right? And then the more I used it and the more I would learn about myself and past lives, I would get really connected to Egyptian lineage and understanding technology. I'm like, oh, the crystalline tube of light, the Jed pillar, here it is, right? And then
Nice.
I would study a different lineage. I'd be like, oh, here it is. And
Hmm.
finally, I realized, oh, duh, this is actually such an innate technology that so many of us have been using before there were even constructs called the Akashic Records, right? This is a bridge into wisdom. And so the crystalline tube of light, it's a plasma conduit. And how plasma works is what we're understanding about plasma. And what's super cool right now is Three Eye Atlas. Anybody love Three
Yeah,
Eye
yeah,
Atlas?
yeah,
Following
yeah.
that, this is
Yeah.
bringing plasma consciousness
Oh, juicy.
into our solar system right now. It's
Hmm.
about to go into the height of its mission here. Along with, we're approaching Halloween too, which is where the veil is the thinnest. So, ladies, thank
Mm.
you for bringing
Hmm.
this opportunity to
Interesting.
work. Like
That's
it's
right.
going through this gateway, right? But okay, so I lost my train of thought there. I got so
It's
excited
okay.
about all the guys.
Talking
So I
about
see you have
plasma,
something to
yes,
say.
and how it works with the crystalline tube of
Yeah,
light. I
crystalline
am
tube of
right here
light.
with every word.
Yeah, so this it's a plasma structure and it has remembrance to it, right? So when we call forward the crystalline tube of light, when we anchor into the core of Mother Earth, we're getting to connect with her genius, her consciousness as well. Remember, Goddess Sophia so fully embodied in her Christed consciousness energy that she incarnated into a physical planet.
Mhm.
Right. And we remember that we're carrying that divine blueprint and it's our mission to animate that right now
Mm.
here on the planet. That's why we connect into Mother Earth because we're drawing up that connection, that synchronicity, that vibration. And then we bring in the intelligence of our soul, the Akash, which illuminates, it will naturally begin to illuminate our thoughts in alignment with that of our highest potential. Okay, so simply using this piece of technology every day in this way will begin to adjust your vibrational frequency and align you to your destiny
Love
very,
that.
very naturally. That
Hmm.
makes sense? How it works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can we
cool.
do a group activation with it?
Oh yeah. Yes, yes.
Yay.
Cool. You guys, what are we ready? Can we go in?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go.
And how
on.
long do you want me to play? Like I said, you gotta rein
We've
me
got
in
we're
here.
at, we're at 11:16 and we've got the
Yes, we've got
hour, so the
plenty of
top of the hour,
time.
so about 40 minutes.
Oh, so we got
Maybe
plenty
not.
of time
So we're
then.
good. We're good.
Rock
So
and fire.
follow the energy. Just
Yeah,
go
Rock
as
and
and we
fire,
do
fast.
want
rock
to
and
talk
fire.
about your special offer for at least about 5-10
Okay,
minutes. Got
cool.
it.
Cool. All right. Well, let me just drop in really fast with my notes here and see if there's anything else that I wanted to say before we go in. Oh yeah. Let's Akashic Academy, y'all. I mean, this is I have the fancy marketing elevator pitch that we can all say that I spent a lot of time learning how to do and a lot of energy changing. I just want to drop into Akashic Academy for a second, though. Akash, if you're learning, if you're new to the Akashic records, Akash is a Sanskrit word that means ether. Ether is primordial energy. Okay, the Akashic records are the realm of consciousness that hold all intelligence, past, present, all possible futures, and is recorded from a neutral perspective. So we're going to be going into your Akashic records today. We're also going to be glimpsing the new earth together as we go in. Okay, so I just wanted to give you some framework on Akashic records and Akash if this is a concept that's new to you. Academy, hope that lets y'all know that I'm about to geek out on this stuff with you, okay? I definitely love the lecture. I love the slides. What I'm really into right now is the lab work, right? Is being together, is in the lab doing the work, on field trips. I like to take people out into the vortexes. So we're going to be going into the vortex, into the field of the Akash together today. All right. Let's set the intention before we go in. This is to activate codes of remembrance of effortless creation. Your future self knows this. Your future self knows how easy it is to allow the divine to flow through you. Your dreams, your visions, how you see yourself in your highest divine light, these are also important construction codes for the new earth. Okay, we want to go in and we want to shift from how effort it is to create to move into effortless creation. So you got to be willing to play. You got to be willing to relax your physical body. Your physical body is technology. If your physical body is all clenched, your shoulders up to here and your butt's all clenched up. Well, I find that myself. And I'm like, relax, dude, relax the perineum. Jeez, oh. So we got to learn to relax our bodies because your physical body is holding the template of these codes. Okay, relax, play, let go. It's about subtraction. It's about subtraction. We're going to do a little twofold journey here together. First, we want to glimpse the codes of the new earth. All right, and before we go in and we do that, I want to anchor you into your why. Anybody love Simon Sinek? Start with why. Why do we need to do this? Well, it's just our mission to save the planet. No biggie, y'all. All right. All right. But here's the deal. As above, so below. Yes, we are saving the planet with it, but our job is really just to do it on the most microcosm personal level. So the process that we're going to do today, I want you to know this can be repeated as well in terms of embodiment. We're going to embody our future self. So the Akashic records help us do, they help us embody. That means we've got to have steps, the next action step. So the next time that you get a download, I want to invite you to remember this process so that you can learn to embody. That's our next phase of evolution is what do we do with this information?
I love that.
Cool?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part. I'm so glad you said that.
Good.
What do we do with this?
To
Yep.
become the frequency of the vision.
Yep. And I'm gonna give you a structure and process to do that
Love
today.
it.
Yes.
And we know that from the seven hermetic principles, as above, so below, as within, so without, we can work on the micro. That's where we need to work anyway, because that's what creates the reflection, this holographic reflection of what's happening in the outer world.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
What else did I want to say? I think there was one more thing, and then we're gonna go in. Bring it down to any questions? Are there any questions out there in the chat? I haven't really been keeping an eye. I've just been monologuing. You ready?
Some people are just talking about the two of light, to return to galaxies, the universe and the soul, my favorite, regulating your nervous system. Just a lot of comments about, like lots of comments about your work here. So excited for the activation.
Yeah, Tiffany's like, let's go. I'm ready. All right, me too. Me too, Tiff. I'm feeling it. Okay.
Great.
All right. So the first thing that we're going to do because we're going in together, we're going to set a resonance within our field. We're going to do that with our breath. Okay, breath is very, very powerful. So I'm going to adjust our posture here. We're going to take deep breaths in through the nose, holding gentle hold at the top. We won't hold for too long. That's a really important place, though. I'm going to teach you about our technology today. The top of the breath, the bottom of the breath, these are 0 point resistance. Okay, like if you want to tap into the 0 point energy, where all the reset is actually done, it's done in these points. So just surrender, let go. Your consciousness will know what to do to help reset you in that place, right? Your consciousness, your higher self is already bringing forward the codes that are going to be specific for you today. When we exhale like this, like you're breathing through a straw, through pursed lips, okay? These are subtle shifts. Doggone it. Get all excited. I want to get close to y'all and just bang it right in my mic. Okay. These are subtle shifts in the body. You may or may not feel them, but what they do is they're going to shift the way that the energy, the plasma is moving through your body so you get maximum impact out of this today. Okay. I'm going to guide us through the process. We will when we go into the Akashic Records. I'll invite you at one point to repeat after me and to Om. If you can do that out loud and make that vibrational frequency out loud, you will feel it stronger. That vibrational frequency is designed to tune your field to receive the intelligence and the activations that are available for you. Okay? All right, everybody. So I'm going to invite you. Oh, shoot. More of the why. Sorry. I'm excited today. And y'all, it's like all the 3i Atlas guides that are coming in. There are all these councils coming in that want to teach and trying to collect all this information from all the different and then put it into one cohesive teaching. I'm just like, geez, okay, let me just. Your all's why, our human why on this planet is a really important part of this work, and it's going to help us to integrate it even more. Okay, so here's where I wanted to make a connection before we go into the records, and that is, what does this mean for you personally, for your family, for your clients, for your vision, when you get to be an effortless creation in ease? Okay, I want this not just to be a thought of desperation because we're exhausted. Okay, I feel you, right?
Yeah.
This is not a Hail Mary.
No.
Right? Let's really get into what does this mean for you?
Yeah. And your family. I love that too.
Yeah.
I love that.
So just take a few moments and feel yourself in that space of effortlessness. Okay. I don't know about y'all. I'm a single mom with teenagers. They ask me for money all the time. I'm like, all right, rather than getting clinched up about how I'm like looking, I'm like, holy, I have a kid that just went to college. I'm like, okay. Rather than getting clinched up about it, I'm like, okay, let me just be in a place of relaxation. I'm so happy that I can be that mom of abundance and be like, yep, what do you need? What do you need? Yep, let's go. Drop into what that means. All right. I remember the first vacation I took my kids on. The first time I stopped sacrificing myself for my career and reinvesting everything in my career for that very expensive elevator statement that I haven't even told y'all yet. And I took my kids to Hawaii. That felt so good. Right? Don't get me wrong. It felt really amazing to invest in myself and invest in creating retreats in Mount Shasta. We got a documentary that we're producing right now, right? What does it mean for you to be in effortless ease and abundance? Okay, when you're holding that vision, I want you to bring your hands to the lap, lay them up, open, and receptive so that you can receive codes. Adjust your posture, sit up nice and straight. You may already feel your body tingling. I want you to feel all four corners of your feet on the floor or the ground connected to Mother Earth. Tucking the tailbone and chin under, elongating your spine. Dropping your shoulders. Relaxing as you sit up nice and straight. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, creating space in the body and holding at the top. Deep breath in. Calling spaciousness into the body. Good hold at the top gently. Adjust the shoulders if you need to. Drop them. See if you can notice the spaciousness integrating into your body, your mind, your emotions. Good. Gently exhale as you breathe into the field, creating space in the field. Good. Exhale all the air out of the lungs. Gentle pause. Second deep breath. Calling light into the body. Light from 360 degrees enters into your cellular structure. Good. Pausing at the top of the breath. Turn your awareness inward. See if you can notice every cell of your body illuminating with rainbow-colored light. Good. As you gently exhale, and enjoy noticing yourself as a being of light. Pausing at the bottom, restructuring. Good. Third deep breath in. Calling your consciousness into the now moment. Good. Pause at the top of the breath. Give yourself permission. Stay tight here in the field. Everyone, let go of everything that happened before this moment and everything you still get to show up to today. Good. And a nice gentle exhale. Following the exhale with your awareness. Good. Arriving at the end of your breath. Fully present. Ready to work. Ready to play in your Akashic records. Ready to receive these codes. Good. Turn your awareness inward, everybody. Activate the crystalline tube of light. A couple nice deep breaths as you clear out the crystalline tube. Just imagine it moving up and down your spine. The more you imagine it, the more you fill in your own gaps. The more you create relationship with this ancient technology that's within all of us. And just allow yourself right now, as you are connecting to it, to open to the remembrance of this piece of technology. Good. As we, with our imagination, with our intention, dropping that crystalline tube of light down into the core of Mother Earth. Anchoring into the core of our planet. Good. And just resting there for a moment. And allowing yourself to receive any activation, any transmission, any healing, any adjustments from Sophia. Mother Earth, Goddess Sophia, she knows how challenging the human incarnation is. She has witnessed every single generation of human that has attempted the experiment. Yes, let her wisdom, let her power, let her possibility for the incredible space that she can hold illuminate within you. Let her effortless creation, her ability to regenerate. Yes, let all of that energy come online into your physical body now. Open up that channel and bring it back up into the body. Physical, mental, emotional, and light body coming online with the Christic consciousness energy, the Christic conscious potential. Yes, of all of human consciousness, as it gets to be animated through you, an individual reflection of the God personality. Focusing again on the crystalline tube of light, this time sending it out the top of your head. Moving very quickly up through the layers of space and time, exiting the universe, exiting the multiverse. Deep inhale as you anchor into the Akash, the all that is. Setting an intention that as you exhale, your body, your mind, your emotions will acclimate to this high frequency energy. Nice, gentle exhale. Good. Exhale all the air out of the lungs. And calling forward now the intelligence of your soul forward and backward through time. And see if you can notice this intelligence forming as photons of light, gold, diamond, platinum, diamond, sparkles of light that begin to come spiraling down the crystalline tube, moving very quickly through the layers of space and time, integrating gently into the soul star chakra and spiraling down through the crown, the third eye, the fourth eye, the throat, the ascended heart, solar plexus, sacral root, spiraling out your feet, activating Earth Star chakra below your feet and anchoring into the core of Mother Earth. Breathe this energy through the crystalline tube, the plasma tube, activate it. Run the energy like a giant figure eight. Okay? Infinity symbol with a vortex in your heart. So the energy will run down into Mother Earth, then back up the crystalline tube through the heart, all the way up into the cosmos, into the ether, the Akash, bringing that intelligence back down, running it through your heart. We're doing grid work right now. Run that energy through Mother Earth, bring it back up. We are the technology. We are running the energies of heaven on earth right now. Good. See that giant figure eight, that infinity symbol, and we're going to activate a vortex of energy in the crystalline tube of light in 3, 2, 1, now. And watch as this infinity symbol begins to spin, activating your galactic DNA, your Christic consciousness, dropping your awareness from the mind into the heart. We will now repeat the 5 sacred statements and Om and open access to the Akashic records. And repeat after me. With this Om, I relax my body.
With this Om, I relax my body.
Now we'll Om together. Everybody, when we Om, we're going to shift the hand position to fingers, index finger and thumb touching. It's going to complete more circuitry for you. The other piece the guides would like you to know, since we're working at a high state of mastery today, when we Om, we're going to stretch out all 5 vowel sounds and then ending tongue to the roof of your mouth, behind your teeth. Okay? It's okay if you're off key. Just wait till you hear me. All right? You'll be good. Okay. Readjusting the posture, dropping back in. With this Om, I relax my body.
With this Om, I relax my body.
Ah.
Ah.
With this Om, I relax my mind.
With
With
this
this Om, I relax my mind.
Ah. With this Om, I release my ego.
With this Om, I release my ego.
With this Om, I call in the light.
With this Om, I call in the light.
With this Om, I open the Akashic records of Emily Suzanne Harrison.
With this Om, I open the Akashic records for Jeneth Marie Blackheart.
Bianca Martinez Reina.
Imagine the Akashic records opening through you, everyone, as a holographic projection. Opening here onto the planet, the records are now open. And just feel that energy. Keep your eyes closed. Stay in this meditative state. Just allow yourself to feel and experience what's available here for you today. See if you can notice the energies moving in your body as we prepare to explore the new earth together. And just allow me to set the stage of the new earth. The new earth is a prophecy, a coming of the golden era, the return of the golden era here on the planet, on the surface of the planet. This energy of heaven on earth exists in dimensions all around our planet already. Seeing it and allowing the Maya, the illusion, to crumble is our sacred mission here on the planet. And all we have to do is allow ourselves to see, to bring through the frequency of what is all around us, the divine blueprint, and bring that through. This is a civilization that has existed many times here on the planet. It's sustaining of these codes that is our challenge. But during the times of Atlantis and Lemuria for eons. You lived here on planet Earth in what would be known as a state of harmony, a golden era where everyone experienced collaboration, peace, joy, abundance, love. These were the baseline frequencies. It does not mean that there were not challenges to overcome in these societies. But humanity looked very different. That is part of why your soul chose to incarnate on the planet now, is so that you can remember, effortlessly remember these codes. And when we say effortless remembrance, it means that you will naturally remember and wake up in your life now. It's not so important to remember the past lives or the future lives. It's more important that we do the work in whatever way it is meaningful and valuable. It's important that you spend time in meditation, that you spend time in nature, that you spend time working on yourself and transmuting the density that comes with the human incarnation so that you can reach your full potential of human, God, goddess in human form. You remember this too from your time in ancient Egypt and many other incarnations here on this planet. Incarnations of the ancient indigenous lineages that hold the wisdom for these tribes, carry powerful wisdom and codes for the new earth and have been prophesying the time of the return of the rainbow warriors of light. Those souls who have incarnated into all of these timelines and more to learn about civilization, about consciousness, and the expansion of the individual soul through the collective community, and what is possible when this experiment is operating in its divine potential. Aho, as you now remember the new earth, allowing yourself to be drawn into that timeline in whatever way it presents itself. It reveals itself into beauty to you now. I don't need to set the stage, only create the environment and opportunity for you to remember. I don't need to describe to you how to visually remember a consciousness that you love so dearly. Allow yourself now to explore what the new earth is to you and means to you. 3 sacred minutes and 33 seconds. We hold space for you to explore. You may notice the sound of silence, the ringing in your ears. These are echoes of the new earth, remnants of what your soul already knows. Don't forget to breathe deeply and relax your body as you're exploring. Everything that you're taking in through your subtle energy body, whether it's your visual imagination, your internal audio track into the new earth, whether it's your clairsentience, however you're receiving this information, your subtle body, your human technology is recording the codes, the frequencies, and activating the remembrance that is already within you. As you explore, remember to relax your body and breathe deeply, as to not inhibit the reconnaissance of your sacred conscious technology. Explore the new earth. What do your relationships look like? What opportunities are available for you? Stretch your mind and imagination. Remember, anything is possible. Some of you are playing too small, the guides are saying. How about your finances? Can you experience being in flow and alignment with all that you need and desire? Can you trust the universe to effortlessly provide as you show up in reciprocity to be in your genius, your mastery, your creation, your ability to collaborate and to create value here on the planet? How much goodness can you allow? How much goodness and vitality can you allow to flow through your physical being? Some of you are still working to heal the dis-ease of the physical body when there are so many ways to expand what is possible. As you begin to prioritize your being, you sleep well, you eat well, you investigate dream time, you travel into the vortexes. Opening the eyes together in 3, 2, 1. Bring it all back into the body. Okay, good job. All right, first thing we want to do is we want our nervous systems to feel safe. You guys are going to get some more nervous system work coming. For now, we're going to communicate with our body by gently touching from the head down. This is like giving yourself a hug. Okay, when we hug ourselves or hug others, it communicates to our nervous system that we're safe. All right, and we want the physical body to learn to hold these energies. Who's heard that the body keeps score?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna work with that a little bit on part 2, right? Releasing stuff in the body. That's part of embodiment. Right now, we just want our bodies to feel safe, holding these codes of effortlessness. Cool. Right on. All right. Also, really important that we talk about it, that you participate here. This is where we have the opportunity to crystallize the work. Okay, so your voice is actually taking your thoughts, it's putting them into a geometric form. Your body's vibrating in a way that's creating a frequency, a wavelength that's allowing this to be communicated. It seems effortless that we talk, doesn't it? But really powerful shit going on. Pardon my French. I didn't also ask if I could curse here.
You can curse. It's fine.
Because I didn't hear any of you ladies drop a bomb yet. So, cool. Right. But really, right? Talking, it can honestly, after we meditate like that, it can feel a little bit challenging. Anybody agree? And so we can resist it. And let's hang on. It's a little bit challenging. So we resist it. When we lean into it, all of what the guides just talked about happens. And who effortless. When I talk most of the time, it feels effortless. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's the effortless nature of what we're doing. But see how the guides just broke down what's really happening? And yet we resist stepping into that effortless crystallization of our new identity because it's a little bit hard. I don't feel like talking right now. I'm blissing out. Okay. So yeah, everybody, let's participate. What did you talk to me? I'll hear any recon that you got from the new earth, any piece that's illuminated in your field. It's just important that you share and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Share it on the chat, you guys,
You can
and I'll
share
share
that.
mine.
Go ahead.
So
Okay.
I drew like one of those pyramids in Egypt.
Yeah.
And then the next thing came up was the eye, meaning third eye, and to utilize the third eye. And really, what I got from that is that triangle and that eye is actually on our money.
Yeah.
And
That's the first thing I saw too
oh,
when you said it.
yeah. And and then I started drawing water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
So it's
started
like
what? You threw
kind of
water on it?
it looked first like a faucet, and then it was like a faucet above the earth, and then it wasn't rain, but it was like drenching, like a positive money flood.
Let's get it. I felt that shoot through my body. Everybody, let's just amplify that together. Who don't want
Ooh,
that?
yes,
Yeah,
let's
bring it.
amplify it for everyone.
Remember how I talk about all the 7 colors? We all have these different things. Jenna's just hooked us all up in the new earth, y'all. Thank you. Right? Good stuff.
Yeah.
Who else wants to share?
Ooh.
I'll read a couple of things from the chat. It says, I saw a purple flame, soul families becoming tribes again and supporting humanity. That's what Tiffany said.
Wow.
Stacy said, and colors, only colors of red and oranges. And then Becky said, I didn't have imagery, but I had some head pressure. So maybe you might want to talk about that. And then, yeah, so much respect for the planet and animal kingdoms.
So a lot of colors.
Ah, yay. I love that. We
There's
talked about the rainbow
purple,
today
there's
too.
red, there was orange, another purple.
Dinah says, it feels fantastic. Beautiful journey. I saw a big yin and yang with a dragon on each side. Some light language came through. I saw a dragon skull and then blue avians.
Yeah.
And then came through who are my dialect, but don't come through often. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good work,
Wow.
everybody. You high-level Jedis. Okay, yes, I am going to speak to the pressure in the head, and we're going to go into phase 2 here.
Okay.
Next, okay? So again, embodiment work, we're going to find where some of the things that are keeping us from being in that state. All right? We're going to figure out where they live in the body. But first of all, let's talk about, because I want everybody to isolate something very specific to work with. Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. What's one thing that need to change in your life right now? This is not what you saw in the new earth. Just pick one thing. Because again, we're all playing together here, right? Jennifer, like money.
I know what mine is.
Go ahead. Yeah, Jennifer, what was the one?
I would say time.
Time.
Yeah.
So good. Yes, I want to speak to that, but I'd love to just have a few more
time, money, same thing.
Awarenesses of like what you want to be different in your life. Like what theme are you going to work with that's not how it is right now that matches what you saw in the future for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My other one is control.
Yeah.
Control.
Control. Like,
these are like all the biggest issues that I've been noticing lately. It's so good. Freedom. Yes, freedom. Thank you, Tiffany, holding that space. Aho. I want to speak to time quickly. And I know I promise I will get us out of here. I need like 30 seconds to tell y'all about my special offer. And we'll keep working right up till the end. The new earth. This is really important.
There is an orb on her screen.
I know. I thought I kept seeing something.
I saw it too.
So I got from the Arcturians, I was channeling the other night, and they said, you aren't a body with a soul. You're a soul that has a body. And made a real good visual of that's what orbs are.
Yeah.
These angel spirits and these contributing energies.
And that's exactly what I saw in my mind when you were talking about plasma. And it just one version of how they use the plasma in order for them to be visible in our current reality. So I thought that was very interesting too.
And things like that happen. That's just a little mystical because it's like, no, this is real.
Yeah.
You know what? This is real.
Yeah. I was on a podcast with a couple of dudes, similar, like a cosmic mirror view too.
Yeah, it's funny.
And they wanted me to take them into the Akashic Records. So I did. And I asked about their experience. And one of the guys said when he opened his eyes, He was embarrassed for a second to put his hands up because he had red nails on. He had red nails, and he didn't want everybody to see his nails. And then he goes like, then I realized they were your hands, and I had this morphed experience of
Oh,
like unity
interesting.
consciousness.
Oh, cool.
Right? So
Very
cool things are
cool.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good work, Jedis.
Yay, I
Good
love
work.
Yes.
I love
it.
it. Okay.
16 people saw it and recorded. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh,
Okay.
right on. Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I like 3-eye atlas. The veils are thin, so keep your eyes
I
peeled
know.
for.
Yeah.
And for you who don't know what the three-eye atlas is, I mean, you spoke to it pretty well, but the scientist community is obviously saying it's a comet here that has come from obviously different worlds, or just across galaxies, has never entered into our solar system before, so it's from way far beyond.
Yep,
But it's
it's from like outside of this solar system.
yes,
It's an
exactly,
interstellar object. So
exactly.
3I stands for the third interstellar object that we've
Yep,
ever encountered.
seen. Yeah,
And yeah, they're calling it a comet. However, everything they're measuring about it exists
I
outside of
know.
scientific anomaly.
Yeah.
And you will hear scientists say now that it's a non-zero probability that it's an intelligent craft. So non-zero probability means it's not zero. We don't know if it's one. So in the binary 0 and 1, 0 means a no. Okay.
Yeah.
0 is like a hard no.
Uh-huh.
1 is a hard yes. A
Uh-huh.
non-zero probability means it's not a no and it could be a yes. Okay.
Ah,
That's all I'm saying.
into that. That's right.
Kind of fun,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this 3-eye atlas is definitely bringing codes of awakening. It's an archive vessel
Oh,
here with intelligence for us, which is really
love
cool
it.
to work with. Bringing in the new earth. Okay, so there's some as above energy, the so below energy. Let's talk about the new earth for a second, because the documentary film that I've been working on at Shasta this year, I thought it was about me and my work. I mean, it's cool enough to do the Akashic records and the vortexes, y'all.
Sure, sure,
But
sure,
turns out
sure.
that's not really
I
what it's
love
about.
it.
It's about the new earth and the codes of the new earth that are coming in. And there are certain dynamics that we have to collapse right now on the planet. And the first one is time and
Yeah.
urgency,
Yeah.
right? So we've got to, once we plug into a construct of urgency, it creates such a massive amount of anxiety on the nervous system that we're effed. Okay. So yeah, time has to be a fluid resource. I want you all to grab whatever that challenge thing is that you're working on, whatever needs to be different in your life right now. Okay. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, let yourself drift back into your body, into the etheric classroom. It's all around us here. And I want you to find where that theme, that change, where does that exist in your body right now? And just go into that point in your body, wherever it is. Okay. And then ask what you need to do differently in the next 24 hours, the next 24-hour cycle. How do you need to work with this energy differently? Get a super specific action step. Okay, take a deep breath in. Exhale, slow blinks. Come on back into your body, back into the classroom. It's that simple. Okay. This time we worked with the specific download was, what do I need to change? What's the one thing to make different? Okay. When you get downloads this week and you want to go back and use this, you take whatever that download, it can be a positive aha moment. It can be how we worked, like we're working with subtraction here, what needs to be different. But you just go in with that plasma tube, find where it is in your body, okay, and ask how you work with it. Get an action step of how you work with it in your life over the next 24 hours. Make sense? It's going to bring us back into embodiment. I'd love to hear some of the action steps that came up.
Uh, for me, it was first off, surrender.
Mm.
And then the second one was address it head on. So whether that's
Mm.
just write down everything that you want to look at, anything like that, and then surrender with full faith that you will also receive much more action steps around this.
Yes.
So, yeah. So basically, don't have the fear when you're coming to address it head on.
Yes.
Surrender with full faith was basically the words.
Good
Okay.
stuff.
All
I
right,
love
cool.
that. I'm going to take that one on too because I'm the queen of avoidance and my guides have been working with me about avoidance and like head on,
Yeah.
just get in there and just go
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I noticed yesterday that I had resistance to even adding little things to my calendar that are me time, like Peloton and make bed and feed the dogs. So mine is my action step was really to be incredibly present with a schedule and a calendar. And I didn't work on time alone, but I worked on the frequency of urgency. And it was almost a lot of the right side of my body.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
really cool.
I'm getting some
Dana says,
extrapolation. Oh, go ahead. You want to
I was
talk?
going to say, Dana says, my message was, you already know. Someone else said,
Nice.
nature, more rest outside, lots of water. I like the added, okay, so time.
I'll take that one on.
Yeah, lay your head on a grounding mat.
Oh,
Love
yes.
that.
So good. Okay, I was getting another, this one blew my mind too. Badass extrapolation, Jenna, based on what you shared.
Cool.
So I too, yeah, it can be challenging for me to put the self-care stuff on the schedule, especially times like now. Leading off the summit this week, I've got a huge travel experience coming up where I'm not only representing the academy, but a new nonprofit that I'm working with, and like
Exciting.
all kinds of things, right? And so it can be really easy to not schedule in the me time. I get really married to the mission, right?
Me too.
And I don't take into account how long it takes to freaking feed the dog and the this and then like all of the things that we need to do. And then my nervous system is on overload. What the guide said is, hang on a second, back up. Remember, human, God, goddess in human form. We don't have our physical bodies in all the other dimensions. As soon as we fully remember that, we're going to be so damn excited that we've got our physical body. Be like, yeah, I want to feel pleasure in my physical body. That's the
Yeah.
first and most important thing because I don't get that everywhere. Like, that's not going to be here forever.
I
Right? Get
know.
it while you got it.
Yeah.
Right. And then when we recognize the potency of caring for the animal kingdom, the animals are how precious that we get that interaction here and that you get to feed them. Like that's freaking majestical, y'all. We're not aware of how magical and effortless the human experience, the God experience is unfolding through us, and we're missing it. It's right here. It's just our perspective to see what is unseen. Aho. Yeah. And in the couple minutes we have left, we gotta, oh, well, 1 minute. We gotta and close the Akashic Records. I am offering a very generous discount, 50% off of a 30-minute one-on-one session with me for those of you who want to go deeper. What happens is you,
Hold on, Emily. I
okay,
just
there we
want to,
go. Yep.
yeah,
We've got a
it's
little
up.
bit of time. Don't
And
worry.
yeah,
Cool. Okay.
we put a little bit of
We padded
space.
it a little bit.
Put a little
I just
blurb
wanted
up
to
there.
show you guys on the live page to find the special offers. All you need to do is click on this button right here, this yellow button that says a special offer, and then that'll bring up the speaker special offer.
We have about 5 to 6 minutes if you wanted to go through it. Go ahead.
Well, I'll go through a high level, and then if we have a
Okay,
few more
sure.
questions or a few more minutes, I'll take questions if anybody has any questions in the audience.
Cool.
Great.
Well,
Okay.
Me
But
too.
really, we're going to do similar to what we did here today. I'm going to tell you what's going to be different about it is the crystallization process, because I'm going to make you talk about what you see. I'm going to take you into your own records. We're going to get down to business and clearing. Like we worked on one thing today, we can work on about 3 things in a half-hour session together. And as you come back out of the records and you talk about it again, you go through that crystallization process. One of my gifts as a cosmic mirror is I can see and hold that vision for you in the field. So you get the benefit of speaking it out loud in that space of the Akashic Records with me as I'll witness and hold that for you. Okay, so for those of you who you want to work deeper, you want to go into maybe a couple more situations that are happening in your life, you can do it one-on-one with me. That's what it will look like. You can also repeat this process again yourself. Okay. I encourage you, if it was valuable to you, keep doing it. And then I'd rather just take questions or comments if anybody has any of those.
I also wanted to say there is a 2-pay available, so you can make your first
Oh,
payment.
good.
Go ahead and schedule with Emily, and then we get you set up. And so the next payment would be about approximately 30 days from today. So just
Yep.
know that that is, if you're feeling called, this is a very, 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 very nice special
Yeah.
offer that she gave for us, and will only be limited to around the summit. So please choose it
Yep.
if you do. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because
she'll
that's a
book
big
up,
old
y'all.
discount, y'all. I'm
Yeah,
closing
she'll
it
book
down
up.
after the
Huge
summit.
discount.
Yeah, it'll be
Um,
sold out.
and then, and the other thing that I wanted to share with you too is act now. That's another way that you can get the most out of this, because as soon as you step up to meet the Akashic Records, they're going to start working with you
Yeah.
more, more acutely before you ever even get on a session with me. And that's truly the moment of power is and freedom is when you feel a soul yes, make the decision and dive in. All right, because gravity is fierce. What that means is if you're feeling a soul yes to do this, that means there's more for you. We're going to go deep. We're going to get it, what it is that you need. Okay. And gravity is fierce. That means after you leave here today, you go, it's going to be a great idea, but you're going to go out and get coffee or do whatever you do. And pretty soon you're going to forget about it. Be like, why did I even want to do that? So just so you know, that's how the energies will work. If you want to maximize it, use your technology to its highest potential, make a decision and commit to it. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Cool.
You can find the link at hustle.com/live under Emily's picture. Wow. Emily,
Yeah.
gosh, this is the first time that we've gone through a long process
loved
with
it.
you, and it was really quite awakening and life-changing for myself. And it's really obvious to me that you really focus on helping people, get to their next purpose level, get to their next vision level, really up level in a really great way. It's like that really is your unique gift. And
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you're living it and living it so openly, and for
Yeah.
us all
Well,
to receive from it as well.
yeah, we're in it together. All right.
Yeah.
We're all in this co-creation together. We're all aspects of each other's personalities. And I feel like we're living out the never-ending story, which is probably my favorite movie
Mm,
ever, where, we're rebuilding the new earth together based on
yeah,
our
Yeah.
I know.
vision, based on our dreams. And it's
Mhm.
so important. And if any one of us doesn't do it, our new earth isn't as good.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, Emily,
Yeah.
I just remember it just brought me real quickly, y'all. It brought me back to the moment that I first found Gaia, first of all. And this is before Jeneth and I even started working together again. And I saw your special, and I remember hanging on every word. And you had the beautiful red lips that time too. It's so funny that you said that. And I just remember, God, she's so cool. And I was like, wow, she is really speaking language, like in my language. And I felt like you were just really, I felt so drawn to you. And then I just had a full circle moment right now. And I thought,
Mm,
this is crazy. This is
yeah.
amazing that life does that. So, and now I get we get the opportunity to work with you and to bring your message to light here on our show as well. So,
Yeah.
golly, I mean, what a magical gift life can really truly be when we're all doing this collaborative effort. And you all
Yes.
in this community are part of this. Do not think for a second. You are absolutely everything part of this.
I know.
You will take away all of this and magic and spread it with the world.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for having me here. Yeah, I got chills when you said that.
It's
Thank
so
you for letting
cool.
me be part of your mission and all of your journeys here.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Thank you, Emily. Do you have any other last words? Are we
Parting words, any parting
parting?
words for this community?
Yeah, see everybody, see if there's anything dropping in for you. Let me just check my notes real fast, see if there's anything, and then drop in with the guides. Hmm.
Hmm.
The guides are just reminding everyone to look where you can find effortlessness everywhere in your life, from your body to if acknowledging that you have a dishwasher or a refrigerator. I mean, modern day life, there's a lot of ease that's here with us. And the more that we can acknowledge how easy things are, the more we're going to sustain that vibrational frequency. So if there's one takeaway, just look for ease and acknowledge it everywhere because it will begin to create like a reticular activating system kind of effect. and it will ripple here on the planet. Oh, of course, duh. The last thing, we got to close the records.
Yes,
Otherwise,
yes.
otherwise, y'all walking around with your spiritual fly open all day. Okay. All right. So bring the
Let's do
hands
this.
together in prayer pose, slight pressure against the left and right palm. That's going to bring balance to the left and right hemisphere of your brain and your body. Thumbs touching each other in the heart to complete the circuitry. Giving thanks for all knowledge and healing that comes forward in this space, and acknowledging the frequency of oneness. And with one final Om, closing the Akashic records. Ha, ha. The records are now closed. Cool. Good work,
Thank
everybody.
you. It was
Have
funny.
an
It
awesome
felt like
Sunday.
there was something else that needed to be said when I asked that question. I was like, we're done. But
Dear
something's
guys.
like, no,
Yeah.
it's not, we're not, something's not right. I was like,
Yeah.
what is it?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, that's
Have an
fabulous.
awesome summit, everybody. You guys are going to get activated AF this week, okay?
Right. Thank you so much, Emily.
Thank you. Just a couple more
Ooh,
announcements
yeah,
as we
we've
take
got
a
8
quick break.
minutes.
Yes, go grab your water, take a couple of deep grounding breaths and come back. We have another great speaker for you just in a moment.
Oh my gosh, she's had a bunch of mystical experiences and physical healings. And she's had one where
We haven't
this
talked with her in a
energy
while.
started coursing through her hands.
Yeah.
She's been blind and has,
Yeah.
done work to see. I mean, she is really, really interesting. So please join us for Humna in just a little bit. While we have this little break, I will go ahead and fill the space with a few of our announcements. We have a live event coming up November 7th, 8th, and 9th in Austin, Texas. If you're interested, feel free to even email us, reply to one of the emails that we sent, or send us an email at team@houthustle.com, and we can fill you in with even more of the details. But if you are looking for the link, you can also find it on the live page under our featured picture at the very top. Go ahead and click the live event. The other cool and awesome things that we have is we have bundled the Hertz frequency with this summit and all our previous summits. So if you would like to get the summits and have them for lifetime listening, go ahead and go to, again, that same space on that live page, houthustle.com/live, and you will see a link at the very bottom of that page so that you can get the Mystic Summit. And then when you purchase a summit from us, you get all our summits. So you never have to purchase it again. If you purchased a summit in the past, you can get it too.
Yeah.
We also give the summit away to our Mystique members. So if you are a member of Mystique, remind us to send you the link. But if you are interested, we will be talking about that Wednesday afternoon. Leonka and I will have a show really sharing some of why we're even doing this show, right? We've really come from two very unique backgrounds and had these crazy ass mystical experiences. And we both channel and do all this crazy stuff. So that is also on the live page. Mystique, you can have a look into Mystique on the live page. And what else am I missing?
The how to have an enhancement with your summit. So, did you talk about the summit enhancer? It's frequency.
No, go for it.
It's 8 hours, y'all. It's just $8. We worked with a sound engineer to bring you this Hertz frequencies, and basically what it does is it allows your nervous system to be and relax. It allows your subconscious and your ego not to be like rawr. It start to be no, this stuff doesn't work. It allows, but if you have it on the background, let's just say we listen to Emily, right? And if you had your what we call frog patrol come up where it says this stuff doesn't work, have you heard that one in your head before? Yeah, well, the Hertz frequencies, the $8 enhancer, what it does is that it helps to really ground back into your subconscious these ideas, these bigger concepts. And so what it does is it allows allows that to kind of permeate straight through to your subconscious without your ego kind of playing that bouncer, like you can't get in here role. And so because of that, what it allows is for you to have those kind of ideas come back through to you, even in dream state. So if she was taking us through the activation, you may get your activation or your idea come through in just very different other subtle ways. Again, it just really helps to lower that this doesn't work type of fraud patrol that we too tend to have here as humans, especially with our ego trying to keep things in place
and our past.
Yeah, and it works to keep us safe, we think, right? So, but we don't need that type of safety anymore. We don't have to run from the tiger. So again, it really works to do that. And as well, you can also play it at night. I also fall asleep to it very times, and I wake up a lot much more refreshed. It's 8 hours, y'all, for $8, and so we call it the enhancer. So it's a summit enhancer, and you can find that here on the live page as well.
Yeah, and it's in the newsletter. It's the one with the little butterfly in the background. We actually worked with a sound engineer to create this. And it is just out of this world awesome. We will often play it just when our nervous systems are a little high or a little bit frustrated or something like that. We're like, put on those hertz frequencies and we're off and rolling.
Especially before the show, right?
Yes.
So just to kind of drop down into the energy of receiving and to just be the really good conduit for the information that wants to come through.
Yeah, it's 12:12 here.
It is.
We're both hypnotherapists, so we do often work with the brainwave states. And what we know is when you start to work with the imagination, you're hitting that alpha brainwave state. And then as you continue to meditate and go deeper, then you go through some of those theta states where you're really more connected to the field and more in that coherent heart. And that is a big part of our work so that we can help change minds and hopefully change this planet, which is our mission.
It really is.
We have 2 more minutes before we're going to get started with a Hamna. I want you guys to really feel like in these breaks, you can really take a break. Like, let's just take a couple refreshers, do some Qigong, work up some
We all have the yawnies.
I learned this in a Brendan Burchard event, and here's an even better one. Did you see the Wolf of Wall Street where Leonardo DiCaprio is with Matthew McConaughey? I don't know what their characters were, but they were sitting in a cafe and they were going thump,
yeah.
thump.
She makes it seem like it's a brand new movie. It's so funny. I was like, huh? Yeah. It's okay. Go ahead. I was like,
it's an entrepreneur movie, I guess.
Yeah.
But I really get that oftentimes just engaging with our body, engaging with rhythms, and, like Emily just made us like touch safety. I really understand that that's more necessary than I ever thought. Really touching your body, letting yourself know that you feel safe from the frequency, but also really, touching the body and engaging different frequencies, engaging chi. That's where Qigong has come from in the first place.
Yes, very much so. Thank you for
my
that.
lighthearted moment.
You were definitely feeling that.
And
he really got that. It really lands into the body whenever you take that, physical aspect of, messages, and that also is a way in which you can really bring forth that information and have remembrance, because body does keep score, like she says.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to stop the recording and bring a Hamna up. We will get started here. I just saw her jump on the line. I think I saw her jump on the line. Here she is. Ooh, less pink.
Oh, she looks great. Oh, we haven't seen you in a minute. But hang on, we'll get a new recording.
Just a second. Okay, guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are bringing back one of our favorite guests, Hamna. I'm Jeneth Blackert.
And I'm Lianka Reyna.
And this is the Haut Hustle Mystic Morning Show. Hamna, welcome.
Hi. While we're getting started,
Hi.
let me say a couple of things about you. So, Hamna Amaya is an esteemed author, speaker, and multidimensional healer dedicated to liberating the souls worldwide. With over a decade in mentoring, her insightful courses and retreats invigorate and enlighten, promoting wealth, health, and spiritual freedom. As a galactic wisdom keeper, she leads individuals to embrace and connect deeply with their holy, holistic nature, empowering them to live the life they were destined for. Ahomna, yay, welcome.
Yay.
Hi,
You
Wow.
look so
ladies.
good.
Thank you.
Wow. I feel like every time you come on our show, you've just like up leveled.
Oh, she's definitely glowing.
Timeline shifted and up leveled and
Yeah.
timeline shifted. And from reading some of your work, I can tell that you absolutely are and have. It's a phenomenal. You wrote recently to your list something that you had not shared with anybody before. And I was reading through every single word of
Me
it, and I
too.
thought, my gosh, she needs to share this. And maybe we start the show right there, if that's okay.
Or you can back up a little bit and tell us a little bit about how you came into this work and then tell us how you got to there.
I was born into this work.
Yeah, that's right.
I have been actively pursuing a deep relationship with God, the creator, creation, the universe, the cosmos. Language is just a relative thing here. Whatever resonates with you is perfect, right? There is no, I don't feel in my body a right or wrong path anymore. It's
No, I
just
love that.
love. So you're entitled to whatever language resonates inside of your body. And since I was teeny tiny little human, I was here for love, here for God. And my path took me on many challenging initiations. I know we've talked on other ones about, having been abducted as a small child, entered into all different types of like interdimensional contracts. I am a walk in. So I received a new soul about 8 years ago and into this body that is a homna. And it's really kind of a very long story. So to make it short, like there was no other path for me here.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So some people can walk other paths and they can divert themselves. Like I can't. If I try, I get physically sick and I almost die.
Wow.
So it's either this path or I leave the body. Like that's the only option for me here and now. And we're all psychically really aware of each other. So I knew y'all were gonna ask me about that post.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was
everyone was hanging
powerful.
on every word, and Jenith had a dream about it, I think.
Yeah.
And
Similar.
and then she came in and talked about it, and then I went back and read it again, and I was like, well, yeah, this makes sense to me, but there was still, I felt like there was a connection that you had with your people that were reading it, and I felt like it was for the bigger masses to hear and experience as well.
Yeah, one of the things that I really got was that I wonder how if that was some of the energy required to heal yourself when you were blind. Some of that energy that was moving through you and coursing through you.
Yes. And I always like to be really clear that some things in life take physical devotion. And I worked with a lot of neurological specialists and neurological optometry got me my vision back. And
Mhm.
sure, the mystery of love coursing through me aided in that, but it also is what collapsed my vision to begin with.
Oh, I see.
Right, having
Mm-hmm.
so much currency running through my body that basically everything, I guess some people are brand new to my world here. So I was legally blind for 3 years. After I walked into this body, I came in like a thunderbolt of Thor. And just brought so much energy into this body. And this beloved body had a lot of trauma, a lot of really like life trauma, but then also a lot of traumatic brain injuries from just being a kid and really active and riding horses and playing sports. And then, I had an implant in my brain that was from when I was abducted, and that would cause me to pass out whenever frequency would run through my body. So then you're hitting your head on the ground. So lots and lots and lots of traumatic brain injuries. So when I then brought all of myself into this body, my brain couldn't handle that frequency, right? And everything came online at once. And so our brains are hardwired to protect itself, right? To protect survival. And so what happened is several systems shut down. And one of those systems was the brain to eye communication channel pathway. And my brain said, okay, we see now every dimension simultaneously. Like it's no longer just seeing this cup, it's now seeing this cup and where it was for the last like
Yeah.
5 years since it was made, and then every person that's ever touched it, and then every version of it moving through my house, and then what
Wow.
it has to say and what it has to
Yeah.
feel, and like everything all at once. My brain was like, this is just too much. So it shut down
That makes sense.
the communication pathway between the eyes and the brain. So if I would go to like a normal optometrist, they would be like, well, your eyes are working fine. And I'm like, okay, well then why don't I see anything? Like, why are things disappearing right in front of me? Like, why, I notoriously was like wasting a ton of food during this period of time because I just didn't see it. Like I would buy it and then I didn't see it in the fridge. And my sweet partner, Alex, he would move things to the front of the fridge and he'd be like, this is like expired 2 weeks ago. And I was like, what?
Yeah, interesting.
Because I couldn't communicate that pathway. Like our eyes are sending all the information to the brain, and then the brain is saying, this is a cup, this is lasagna, this is a computer screen, and translating that.
Yeah. So
I had to go through training my brain and eyes to work together again with a neurological optometrist. So a lot of times people can go into this like, oh, I'm having this spiritual awakening and it's doing XYZ to my body. And they just use that as almost a way to bypass the physiological experience of our body saying what's happening right now is too much for me. And I need help. I need support. Maybe I need a cleanse. Maybe I need a detox. Maybe I need to learn how to nap and rest and sleep, or I need, in my situation, more advanced practitioners and care and training to get my body to a place where it can actually hold that consciousness and the velocity of energy that was flowing through me. Because our bodies have been deeply handicapped. Deeply handicapped. They are experiencing a teeny tiny fragment of what's real around us. And you start to open up that reality. And then every layer from our lineage, from the moment when humanity became handicapped, all the fear, all the trauma, all the pain, all of the reasons why it believes that actually being handicapped is much more safe for it than experiencing all of this sublime wonder. Wow. And you have to face all of that inside of yourself. And I'm consistently devoted to that because it's the only thing I know how to do to be here. Like it's the only way I know how to be here. To keep going and going and going, because that's my core value in life.
Would you say a big part of your path is to help people with physical healings now?
I would say that the physical is always a byproduct of spirit, right? So everything is always a spiritual crisis. And this is, a lot of my practice and my roots are in Chinese medicine. As far as like the cosmology of healing is concerned, some of my modalities I've developed through my own body and through experience and just working with patients and clients and things like that. But the lineage that understands like physiological debilities that resonates most with me is Chinese medicine, because from that language, everything is spirit. Right? So a physiological, even if you break your bone, like there's a really great book, The Conscious Language, The Logos of Now, I believe it's called. And he's like, we track the moment of what you unconsciously said the moment before you broke your bone. We repattern that moment, and people's bones are spontaneously healing. Like they never were broken to begin with.
Wow.
So everything, yeah, it's insane. It's incredible body of work. This man, I can't think of his name right now. But again, the book is A Conscious Language, The Logos of Now. And he used to live near us in Appalachia, but now I live in Texas. So,
welcome to Texas.
Yeah. Where are you in Texas?
Dripping Springs.
Oh,
you're right
you're a
by
neighbor.
us.
You're a
Oh,
neighbor. Literally.
amazing. Okay, well, now we gotta
Yeah,
meet in
rendezvous.
real life.
For sure. Big hugs. Probably no accident. So, Hamna, take us through a little bit about that post. What was the inspiration there, or what led up to, and what did you decide you wanted to share? What made you wanted to share that information? It's for people that don't even know what the post is. Can you take us a little bit about it?
hmm So it was called to share this. Oh, I think my Zoom is having.
Yeah, you think your camera's frozen, but you look real cute.
And you sound fine.
It's gonna crash. Zoom is crashing on me currently, so I
No
may
worries.
go back.
Well, we'll entertain while you come back.
That's right.
I got the blue spiral just spinning here.
Oh, the scary one. Okay, cool. We'll let you go and come right back. Well, and anyway, like so tell me what you saw when you saw her post. Like what did you
So that reminded me of when I was in the access class, and it felt like Dane walked through me.
That's right.
And I all of a sudden started getting this like energy through my body. And all of a sudden I was like, I think I can do this too.
Uh-huh.
And when that happened, I mean, it literally was like he was behind me, but it felt like he went through me.
Okay.
And she described it as this, indescribable energy coursing through her.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I just named the energy. I was like, okay, well, this doesn't seem like the ESB that he speaks of.
Uh-huh.
So I ended up calling it awesomeness.
Yes.
In which case we then knew from the Arcturian dragons that it might have supposed to be Ormetus. And one of the things that I know is that Dane says, when I'm doing this, I'm in a different universe.
Uh-huh.
And when you lay on my table, you are in that universe with me.
Uh-huh.
And it makes me really sense now that I'm learning more and we're having other conversations around it, that this energy that's coming through us is literally that galactic energy supporting us to heal us and change our bodies, change our lives, change our vision on planet Earth.
Yeah.
So when I read it, was just like right to my heart. I was like, oh my gosh, that's like sounds really, really similar. And she just said it in this beautiful, eloquent words. And it just was like, oh, no wonder she's a part. And no wonder I keep going, I want her back. I want her back. I want her back.
Yeah.
And every single time we get her back, she seems like she's up leveled and
And that's probably why I hadn't been able to, we hadn't scheduled her for a while because she was going through
her transition again.
Sure.
Yeah.
Her timeline.
She even looks different. If you haven't seen one of her previous shows, we do have one on meridians and money that is really,
It is really cool.
Really cool.
So you can check it out. You can also visit our page and like and subscribe while you're there at our How to Hustle, want to say YouTube page.
Yep.
So it is on YouTube, and you can just search the words How and Hustle. We'll talk a little bit about why we were called How Hustle as well, because I got a really funny comment about that the other day. So there we go.
All right, she just came back on. Let me find her. Sometimes it takes a little bit to populate. I don't know why. I don't see her though. There she is. Because she had her camera on. She's like in the first row.
Yeah, I had to restart my whole computer.
No
Zoom
worries.
Crashed, which
sometimes these energies,
is what happens.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So just like your walk-in was too much energy for the, body, sometimes they're, the energies that we bring to our computers, they really do time them out. Sometimes there are, and I believe, other sources or other things that just don't want that knowledge to be shared
in a larger group.
Yeah. So, but we're not to be deterred. So let's keep going
real quick. So everything that keeps us from being compatible with this technology today, will you please let that go, destroy it, and create?
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
And that for you too, listening in.
All right.
Thank you.
While you were gone, I was sharing a little bit about my moment where an energy came through me. And, literally I knew it was almost like Neo in the Matrix, where I felt like I had a light body behind me that came through me, that then all of a sudden I felt like, oh my gosh, I know how to do this. I don't know how I know. And it sounds a little bit similar from your Yeshua story.
That was a similar experience for me too while doing the QHHT project with full channel body channeling experience as well. And so I know that you resonate well with this in particular energy and wanted to just share that with our audience.
Yeah, and just to clarify, I don't this was not a channeling experience. Nothing came through my body. A physiological Yeshua manifested in front of me.
Oh, that's
like there was
right. Yes,
another
a full
living
on
being
apparition, right? Is that what you
in
would
front
call
of
it?
me.
Yeah.
I would call it a manifestation. An apparition is like a spiritual vision, but this was a
Okay.
physical material being.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess to answer your question from before, I shared the story because I was called to share the story. It was the series of guardians that I work with, the way that my work is wanting to come out into the world. I'm just a vehicle for it. I just say yes. And a part of the trajectory of where we're going, of training facilitators in the healing modalities that I work with in the new year, this story needed to be shared to just help people understand who I am, what I'm here for, and the level of devotion that I hold. And yeah, so the story is a part of that. And really it begins all the way back in childhood. I have memories of being a tiny little girl and walking with Yeshua just down the street and at beaches. And I would go and stay at my grandmother's house, who had a picture of him. And I would always ask, like, next to her bed, and I would sleep in her bed when I was there because I had a lot of really intense trauma. I was very, I didn't really like to sleep in strange places by myself. So I would like sleep in her room. That was like the safe space. But I'd ask her to put the photo down because his presence was all around me and it was too much. Like, I didn't understand. And no one in my family were like religious people. We didn't go to church. We didn't, I mean, my grandmother did, but I didn't live with my grandmother, right? You go and like see your grandmother. My like parents, they weren't religious people. And it was all just, quite frankly, a lot to handle with no one to communicate or understand just all of the psychic phenomenon that was happening to me as a very small child and really happening through this body at the time. But he was constantly leading me on my path, like to the point where when I was 11, I chose to go study religion and to pursue religious education. And my family was like, why are you choosing to go to a religious school? We're going to have to study 4 religions every year for the next, like, what ended up being from 7th grade all the way through, my bachelor's degree. And I had the option to go to a creative arts school and do like singing and dancing and things that were really fun for me, and artistry, and like pursue that path. And I just was like, no, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be studying the religions of the world. I don't understand why, but this is where I'm being called. This is where I'm being led. And that period of my life at what was an all girls Catholic school was really challenging because I would receive messages from Yeshua and I would bring things forward in these studies of the Bible. And I was studying every religion. I wasn't just studying Catholicism, like every religion I was studying. And I'm like, why is there so much separation? You guys are all saying the same thing.
I know.
But you're not actually embodying the teaching that is being shared. You have a belief that is the antithesis of the teaching that's being shared. And people really had a hard time with that. When I was a kid, I was constantly kicked out of classes. Nuns were my teachers, so they really weren't okay with it. I was called a Jezebel spirit, which is like the worst thing a nun could call you, which is basically like the
I get
woman who
it.
comes to earth to destroy the Catholic Church. And in some ways, like, yeah, I am a Jezebel spirit in that sense. Like, I am here to bring forward the misalignments of religiosity and like the, I always tell people, I'm like, if Bible thumpers today, if Yeshua returned to this earth, they would not recognize him. They would not only not recognize him, they would shun him the moment he started actually sharing the same things that are in the Bible, because they've been so brainwashed and conditioned and manipulated to see themselves as a victim.
Wow.
And he as the savior. And he's like, he's not resonating in the victim, perpetrator, rescuer consciousness that humanity's been stuck and plagued in. And so he's not the savior, right? That's not who he is. He's one. He's one with the unified field, and he moves from that unity consciousness. And so that was really challenging for people for a long time. So I just learned that this is a part of my life that I'm meant to keep for me. Right, that this is just for me. This is an experience of God that I get to have.
Yes. That's exciting. I was going to say, I can totally relate, because I too had, well, you had yours with Catholicism, but I had just different exposures to several different religions all the way through college. I was raised by a Catholic family. I was confirmed Lutheran, so my other grandma would pick me up into Lutheran. And then I married a Jehovah's Witness. I was saved several times because I would just go to these different camps because it was something for my grandma to send me off to do. So I was, Baptist, Southern Baptist, Pentecostal is my best friend. Today my son goes to a Catholic school, but we talk a lot about, and so just clear the air. I don't discredit what they experience, but we do talk a lot in our house about there are very different ways in which that you can experience the word of God, right? Like that it's not the end all be all. And this is my son, he's 13. He's like, I get it, Mom. He goes, there's a lot of different religions and they're all kind of saying the same thing. And I thought, wow, you get it. As a 13-year-old, you get it. Like, thank you. And so we've had to have those conversations. And I think that's very interesting and a good point to make today.
Yeah.
I think you froze a little bit again, but that's okay. We can get your words.
Yeah. If it shuts down again, I may have to move to my desktop.
It's okay. All good. All good.
Sometimes
we're loving
Zoom has
every
been
minute of this. Though.
Yeah, for sure. So talk to us a little bit about what were the next place that you kind of took this message.
Yeah, I believe it's a part of your DNA.
Yes.
Course that you're offering.
Not
Well,
exactly.
talk to us about the DNA course.
But it seemed that here's how I interpreted it, and you can correct me where I'm like way off. I got a sense that and some of your journey with your physical have started to really learn how to contribute to the frequency to change the physical body. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I thought that I got it, that the frequency of how you did it was through the DNA.
So let me just share the story from that post so that everyone's like, what post are we talking about here? So basically I shared in this post that it was like 2000 and I want to say 15, maybe 2014. I can't remember exactly. I was in LA with a client when Yeshua materialized himself, like physiologically standing in front of me, could touch this being. And I was on the top of a mountain. I was in a ceremony with this client who was there, and he was now over on the hills of LA, like right in the Pacific Palisades. There's a bunch of hills. So we're now on the opposite sides of the same hill. So we can't really see each other at this point because he's off now doing his own work. And Yeshua is now standing in front of me, and I'm like, what? Rubbing my eyes, like any sane person would be. I'm like, this is not real. I'm like rubbing my eyes. I'm like, also having just so much love pouring through my body that it was like uncomfortable to be in his presence.
Mm.
And I was like, what are you doing here? like any person, like, what are you doing here? What is happening right now? Like, is this real life? And he just said to me, I've come here to deliver a message for you. You're ready. At this point, I had now been basically living in my car for the last year, and I was going into homeless communities and I was laying hands of healing, and I was going into the forest and I was fasting for 40 plus days on just water alone, meditating all day, every day in the forest. Like I was committing my life to God. And I had just married myself and like ultimately married God. Like I made a lot of commitments and I was showing up in that point of my life to say, like, I'm no longer going to be who anyone else wants me to be here. I'm done. I'm only here for God.
Mm.
And I was taking the steps to not only say that, but to be that. And that is a really big thing that a lot of, master teachers, Yeshua is just one of them. And, evolved beings, even just incarnate in this form, you have to walk the walk, not just talk the talk.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
It's a huge point.
We talk about that a lot.
Right. So I was walking the walk and it was not very comfortable at times. And so he was like, I've come now to deliver this message. You're ready to receive this message. And I was like, okay, well, what's the message? And he just said, you're here to lead the way. And at that time I was like, okay, but how do I do that? Right. I was still like not fully in that knowing of what that path would look like. Cause this was, over a decade ago now. It's 2025. Yep. So a decade ago. And I was just making those moves away from the life that I had been living and was still in the use of the word how. I don't even use the word how anymore because everything just happens. Like I don't need to know how, it just happens. I just keep saying yes and it happens and I keep showing up. That's it, period. Don't need to know how. I don't care to know how. Knowing how somehow usually just blocks it from happening to begin with. So I was though asking these questions and I was sobbing.
Oh, we did lose her finally. You could tell she was like, I was sobbing. But hopefully she'll get back on and be able to be much more clear. And what's coming up for you in this chat right now as well? Any questions that you want to ask Hamna too?
Yeah.
Dana says, I always wondered why separation with the same message. I also went to private Catholic school with nun teachers. Yeah, that is a good question.
Well, and it's almost in the Christian community, they had like, it's almost like they walked in with a facade. Like you had to dress up and look a certain way. And when you were there, you had to be proper and sit a certain way. And there was no wild free beings in the Christian community.
Or it felt like that.
Right. And there was no talk ever. Like, I mean, even Emily made us like feel your why, like get into the why, and why for your family and why for other beings and like feel it. And I think that that's been a mistake in the messaging with both Catholic and Christian.
Well, I also think that there was a time where there could have been a more, and there probably is,
maybe.
more humanistic form of the interpretation of for any religion. But as most ideologies happen, there is a way in which to construe information in order to create a separation and have and have not. And you need me in order to have the things that you need. And so I think that's what also created that. So if you have people in fear or you have people in need, then they're
going to be that frequency.
Correct.
And they're at church because they feel like they need something. So they go to church because they're trying to fulfill it.
And stuff like that. So of course, right. So that there was a power grab for sure.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. And I think you left off where you were sobbing and you were on the top of the mountain. So we were like right there with you.
I had to go to my desktop. My laptop could not handle the frequency of this conversation.
It's a big one. It's a big one, y'all. Thank you.
So we've brought in the big guns now for it. So I'm just on this mountain, and this is the conversation. It's back and forth like this for 20 minutes. I'm just asking how, and he just keeps saying, "You are the way. You're here to lead the way." And I'm like, "How do I do that?" And he's like, "You are the way. You're here to lead the way." Like, that's all he would give me over and over and over until he left. And afterwards, I'm really, I am really big on math and science, and not just believing things that happen. Like, I question the nature of my reality. I question all of my experiences. I look for evidence. I look for proof. I look for science that backs what I'm having and experiencing. I don't just have an experience. I'm like, okay, this is it. So after that, I was like, okay, well, I now need proof that this happened. Like that
Yeah.
this
I'm
was what
that
just
way.
happened. That this is what I now need to trust what I just received and experienced, because I know how it felt in my body. And so my client and I get into the car, and he's driving, and we end up getting lost in the Pacific Palisades at this point. And now we're like, I don't know, we drove for like 15, 20 minutes, and we just are ending up at the top of this hill in the Pacific Palisades. That was a cul-de-sac. And in the center of the cul-de-sac, there's this giant Christmas tree and lights. And it was July.
Wow. Oh.
And I was just like, oh, okay. This is somehow we ended up on this mountain, first and foremost, getting lost, our GPS like misguiding us to a Christmas tree that happens to be up in July. All right. And
Oh.
I literally asked my client, I was like, "Do you see this tree too?" Like, is it here for you too? Because I'm seeing a Christmas tree right now, and I just want to make sure you're seeing a Christmas tree. And
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, there is a Christmas tree in front of us." I'm like, "Okay, that's it." Because
Yeah.
obviously the Christmas is the sign of Yeshua and Christ. And
Yes.
so
Yes.
that was that confirmation that I needed in that moment.
Mm.
And for the next several
That's
years,
so cool.
I just worked with Yeshua in private. He was helping me heal my body. He was helping me really be on the path that I was walking with God and with life, really, with just being in love with life and with my own healing process. And it wasn't until this was now 2 years ago that he materialized again for me, like coming into the flesh, into the space that I was in when I was being initiated into I'm not able to share the name because
That's fine.
it's sacred. It's it's
Sure.
secret.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
meant to be
yeah.
talked
That's
about.
okay. Yeah.
But it was a tradition of a Taoist. I work with Taoist meridian based modalities, and my acupuncturist was initiated into this protocol that he was hand selected because he'd cultivated the energy over really lifetimes to learn. And he was like, okay, well, I don't know at the time who I'm going to be facilitating this on, because no one in my world is ready for this, until this moment came. And he was like, okay, wow, I received this so I could pass it on to you, basically, and
Nice.
guide you through this rite of passage, which a lot of meridian based, like the true ancient meridian based modalities, were rites of passage. They were
Mm.
shamanic journeys. They were not about health in the physical sense. They were about spiritual health and coming fully into the body and embodiment and liberation.
Mm.
So there was 4 ceremonies that he brought me through, and in the 4th one I was laying on the acupuncture table, and Yeshua came into the room
Wow.
in his full materialized form again. And this time I was like, not questioning it, because
Yeah.
I'd gone through 8 years of so much phenomenon that there's no doubt left in me. There's no how left in me. There's just
Mm.
full sublime, like trust and awe and
Oh, I
Yeah.
wonder.
love that. I love
So I'm
that.
just like, hey, buddy, like, welcome back.
Hey. Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that
Um,
so much.
but I have 8 planets in water, so I cry at everything. So I'm, tears are streaming down my face. Just his presence is like omnipotent love, right? Like, it's just so pure and beautiful and caring and kind. And he was laying his hands on my feet. And as he was laying his hands on my feet, we started talking about the blood of Christ and how he was running the blood of Christ through my body. And this was a really significant thing for me, especially because when I walked in, I almost died. Like the physical body almost died in that process. And one of the things that happen, if your blood basically radiates a scalar electromagnetic field, and it sends out a frequency pulse to every cell in your blood. And that frequency pulse is how your soul identifies your body as its body.
Oh,
So our
cool.
blood is very, very sacred and important to the spirit realms. And in order for your soul to come fully into your body, you have to have vital, healthy blood. We could go on a whole tangent about why there's an attack on the health of the blood, why certain things have been pumped into people's blood in the last
Wow.
few years to hijack the spirit of the planet, why at the same time certain presidents were saying we're in a battle for the soul of humanity. Like there was a lot of things happening. And it directly was all because of this mechanism in our blood. So as a walk-in, specifically a separate soul. A lot of people will go through their own souls walking into their body, or they'll go through different types of walk-in experiences to what I went through, which is a completely separate soul comes in and takes over the body, and the other soul bardos out and goes
Yes.
through a full
Yes.
death. Because of that, that meant that the blood in the body had to drain to such a deficiency that it almost killed my physical body.
Got it.
Wow.
And then I had to rebuild the blood that would recognize and hold the frequency of who I am, which is why we don't have a lot of walk-ins like these. You need a lot of physical support.
Mm.
You need
Wow.
you need resources. You need people around you who understand what's happening, because when you have that low of blood in your body, your mind also starts doing things. All
That makes
mental health,
sense. Yep.
all mental health, the mind lives in the blood too, so it comes down to the mind. Like, and you have to have a really strong fortification of your mind and connection to God, because things get really crazy and intense for a period of time in that process. So for him to come in and start talking about the blood of Christ, like I'd been, I then got a live blood analysis certification. Like I was like, I'm obsessed with the blood now, because now I understand what it actually is for.
Nice.
And, I look at people's blood and I could tell health things, but I'm not really interested in it. I look at people's blood and I can see where their spirit is in their multidimensional anatomy, and how unavailable they are for their soul, possibly at this
Interesting.
time, and
Yeah.
what's in the way and what needs to happen for that Holy Spirit of who they are to come fully into their body.
Nice.
Because the blood has to hold it and then be able to stabilize it. An unhealthy blood that's, filled with parasites or calcium deposits is a really huge thing that people have in their blood. It's just like solidifications of trauma, which is what calcium deposits are.
Wow.
All of that makes it so that there's no room, right? There's no room in the body for the spirit to fully come in, the soul to come in. So he was now going through and he was saying, I'm running the blood of Christ through your body, and that this is now, what you will offer, right? You will offer the blood of Christ. Anyone you touch, anyone who comes into contact with your fields will receive the blood of Christ, so that their soul can fully come in and that their blood can heal. Because at this point, it is in regards to the COVID vaccine, like however people feel about it, there's now a plethora of information of what it does to the blood of the body. People are dropping dead. We know this, right? And it's all the aneurysms. That's all because the blood is coagulating. So because of this attack on the blood that happened, like we now needed technologies to help people come clear out their blood, so that we're in a rapid cycle of a lot of souls trying to come fully into their body and like ground here consciousness fully in the roots, take back control of their vessel from the epigenetic overlays, which is the virus of the ego that has infiltrated humanity.
Wow. I love how you put that.
I do too. Go ahead.
Right. So it's like we're in this process, like souls are just like literally lining up. They're like ready to come in, and then they come in. And I always describe it to people, your soul will come down through your crown and it will scan the body. And it's like, can I live here? Can I live in this body? And most of the time the immediate answer is no. And that's because of the physiological war that's been happening on this planet, that's made this planet very toxic, and thus made a lot of our bloods very toxic. The ocean is poison. that means our blood is, right? Our blood and the ocean, they mirror each other. So if we look at the
Mm-hmm.
waters of the world, see the pollution on the planet, like that's in our inside,
It
right? As
is. It
within, so
is.
without.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what then happens is all the symptoms start to come up for people, right? And they can see that symptoms like, oh, it's just my Kundalini awakening. And I'm having like, no, it's your body saying, I can't hold this energy and I need you to now go find someone who knows what all these symptoms mean and get the help and the support to regenerate the biome, to regenerate the body, and to go through this process. So what Yeshua was doing in that moment, because people who often come to me, like everyone has a different facilitator and teacher and person that they'll resonate with, but for people who come find me who resonate with the work that I do, they're advanced, they're
Yeah.
healing others, they're working on other people's bodies, they're transmitting for other people, and their soul is already down to their heart. It just hasn't been able to ground fully into the roots, because once you get down here, you get to like ancestral spells and curses and
Sure.
multidimensional trauma and like everything that all the deepest fears and divisiveness and polarity on this planet, you've got to come face to face with to ground your soul into your root chakra. And so people come to me when they're ready for that level, because I can hold it, because I've gone through it and I understand how to hold space for every aspect of consciousness from love and non-judgment.
Love that.
And that takes
Yeah.
a lot of practice to do that, to look at all the crazy things that could happen in this world and hold space for them with love and non-judgment, so
Yeah.
that they can be seen, heard, and loved, which is what all parts of us need in order to find wholeness. So in that moment, I asked for a revelation. And I asked for this revelation because the energy was just coursing through me of this blood of Christ. Like it was filling in my cells, and I felt hands on my head, whom I identified as Mary Magdalene, or Mari Hari Magdalena, which is her more like soul name.
Mm.
And I asked for a revelation in that moment. And that was it. I just said, I'm show me a revelation, right?
Yeah.
And in that moment, Yeshua split into 144 different beings.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
I recognized two of those beings. One of them was Mary Magdalene, who's one of the 144 incarnations of the monad that is Yeshua. And
Mm-hmm.
the other being that I recognized was Sun Sien Mao. And Sun Sien Mao is the founder of Chinese medicine. He's one of the 8 immortals. He has reached immortal status. He's still alive thousands of years on this planet. And he, up until that point, he had been teaching me for the 2 years prior to this moment,
Wow.
and initiating me into the work that I do with the ghost points, into the meridian magic modalities that I offer. And that pretty much happened through kind of another little story where I was transported into his body
Oh
and I was
boy.
inside of his body, and I'm just like looking around me, and I'm like, okay, I'm in a tiny hut, and all I see out in front of me is mountains,
Mm.
very, very, very high mountains. And I'm speaking a language that is not English, right? I'm like
Uh-huh.
speaking an Asian based language, and I'm understanding what's happening. Like I'm
Uh-huh.
understanding what's saying. And I'm treating this little boy with acupuncture, and
Mm.
his dad's in the corner. And I look over at myself in, little mirror, and I'm this like elder Chinese man, right? And that's
Oh, cool, cool. Got
and
it,
I'm
got it.
like, okay, so I'm just here for it, right? All these at this point in my life, like I've had so many different experiences like this, that there's no longer anything that comes up for me
Sure.
other than
Yeah.
just like gratitude. Like this is happening while I was face down on the acupuncture table, and I was just having so much gratitude. I was just crying tears of gratitude. And when I came back into my body, he came into my body with me, and he
Okay.
spent 7 days inside of my body. And I, like I always do, I was like, okay, I need validation that I'm not just going crazy,
Sure.
right? Like,
Yeah.
when you go through a really extreme blood deficiency, like it messes with your mind and you lose your mind, and you know what it feels like to lose your mind. So you start questioning things and looking for evidence, so that you have stories that can be shared with people in the future, because they're going to
Sure.
look at you and be like,
Yeah.
this chick is crazy.
Yeah.
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 So in that moment, he said, okay, I need you to go book a meeting, book an appointment with one of my friends. And she does acupuncture as well. She's also a seer. She sees, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had never had acupuncture with her before, because I was really devoted to the lineage that I was studying, and my acupuncturist had been working with him for years. So I wasn't like, it's abnormal for me to book an acupuncture session with someone different
Sure.
48 hours after I just had one, right? You're like, okay. So I called her. I'm like, hey, can you get me in immediately? She's like, yeah, come on up. So she's treating me, and she just looks down at me, and I tell her nothing that's happening, right? She just knows nothing about anything that just happened, period. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just supposed to receive from you today. And she's treating me, and she finally says, like, do you know why Sun a mouse sitting in the corner?
Wow.
I love that she
And
said it so matter of fact.
oh yeah, that was literally
That's so cool.
verbatim
I
the words
love
that
it.
came out of
Yeah.
her mouth. And I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh, that's my sign.
you see him too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I was like, he's presently inside of my body, like in the field with me. And I shared the whole process that I just
Yes.
gone through, because now I was like, okay, he brought me here because he knew that she would see him,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and that
Nice.
she would give me this confirmation,
Validation.
because
Yeah.
that was like, this is real. He's here. This is happening.
Yeah. Cool. Cool.
Wow.
And so that,
Cool.
then he was in my body for 7 days. So that was about 48 hours after. So then the next 5 days, he was just intensive. We were study, lineage, devotion, learning everything. This is when he was sharing with me the money meridians
Yes.
Uh-huh.
and the
What
meridian
a
magic
gift.
technique that I use with the money meridians. And then at the end, when he was ready to leave my body, he was like, there's one more reason that I came in here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
She might have froze.
I don't know.
Here, I'm not frozen.
Okay.
I'm just taking a moment to honor
Yes. Thank you.
him and this lineage in this moment. He said, you are now meant to facilitate the ghost points.
Mhm.
And then he left.
Mm.
And this was the work that, quite honestly, like physiologically saved my body's life. I was having seizures. I was having just so much chaos in this walk-in process. And I had gone through the first trinity of the ghost points, and I have not had a seizure since.
Mhm.
And I was having seizures every day, sometimes rolling seizures that would go on and on and on for hours with little break, where all I could do was I
Oh
would
my
do these
gosh.
I would army crawl around my house, because army crawling is a neurological reorganization technique that helps your
Mhm.
brain kind of repattern from when you literally crawled as a baby. So I would do all these neurological repatterning, because I understood I was in the midst of a spiritual crisis that was impacting my brain. And
Yeah.
I had people around me that had tools and resources, and I was
Yeah.
studying. I was like, I'm getting
Yeah.
through this. I'm not going to
Yes.
take a pill and stop these seizures.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to get through this. And thank God I had my partner who was there for me, someone, who could hold space for what I was going through. So I would just be there. And so the fact that it had ended my seizures was like life giving, right? Something that
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
it was just life giving. It was
Yeah.
giving me the capacity again back to just be human, and to be able to go into the grocery store and not be terrified that an episode's going to come on and I'm
Yeah.
going to be here
Yeah.
stranded, and like I couldn't see what was happening. So it was just a lot, like regular human functions that we really take for granted. When you lose them, you realize what a gift it is to be alive,
Yes.
and what a gift it is to have ability. To just
Mhm.
be able to function as a human being is a great gift, that when you don't have that, and you realize how much more challenging life is without it, you start to value every tiny little thing, like being able to drive a car, or being
Yeah.
able to go out for tea, or go grocery shopping, or take your dog for a walk. Like, just basic things become sacred
Wow.
and holy. And so my experience through those points were just like, thank God that I got to receive these, right? There was never a thought of, I'm going to facilitate this work. That wasn't my end goal. It was just, my life has been blessed, period.
Yeah.
And I'm devoted to the meridians, to the technology of our body, which is basically what the meridians are, right? I'm devoted to the technology of this body. I've experienced miracle after miracle through that devotion. So when he said, you're meant to facilitate these, I was, like, okay, but I'm not an acupuncturist. I don't work with needles. He was like, don't worry, I will show you the way.
Yeah.
I'll show you
Wow.
the way. I will show you the way. That was it. I'll show you the way. And he led me to a teacher who was doing them without needles,
Yeah.
who was doing this work without needles. And then from there, he was continuously showing me how I was meant to evolve it and actually add additional points for the trauma that is relevant for today's times. And because this modality, it just ends the loop of incessant trauma, right? A ghost is anything that is feeding on your essence and is keeping you from your full potential, from your original innocence, from just being the pure, joyous human being that you're here to be as a spirit embodied. And that is trauma, but it's also expectations that were put on you. It's beliefs that were told to you. It was stories that you developed. It goes out into the lineage. A lot of people have real significant generational spells and curses that are in their lineage, and things that have been recapitulating generation after generation after generation after generation. And then also in our own life, the pattern that just keeps coming back over and over and over in different experiences, those would all be ghosts, some things that
Yeah.
are haunting you and keeping you from your true path. And so when I saw, and to take you back to that moment, then when Yeshua came again and then showed me that Sun Sia Mao and him were the same monad, and the monad in our spirit body anatomy is, several layers up. Our soul is a part of the monad, and the monad's more of like the first down step from the source fields of consciousness. So you could call that an avatar level of consciousness in like a human language. And one monad has many incarnations that are a part of it. So all of these 144 that were there in that room with me were all different iterations of the same monad that Yeshua is a part of.
Got it.
Wow.
Sun CML being one of them, and myself also being from that same monad, and not myself, but right, the oversoul that I am.
Yes.
And this then began really the oversoul embodiment process for me. So sharing that story was several pieces. The movement of this lineage needing to come out into the world in a more, like, I've been a hermit, like you ladies know, like I was living in the middle of nowhere, hermit.
Yeah.
deep
Yeah.
deep in doing the inner work,
Sure.
Yeah.
and still doing the outer work in the world. I've run a very successful business, yet the focus was doing the inner work, people finding me and traveling to me to do this work,
Yeah.
and being touched, and it being relatively small amount of people that were ready for that spark to come in. And the shift is now we are in a period for the next several years where we need a massive spark to move through the collective. There's a lot of really major planetary changes that are going to be happening in the next years to come, that are going to be massive waves of consciousness that are going to
Sure.
either bring a lot of souls into their body who are ready, and it's also going to evacuate a lot of people out of here.
Yeah.
Simultaneously, both will happen. Their soul will either touch down and they need to exit, or their soul will come in and they will go through the rite of passage that is, and evolve with the planet. And this is like quick, fast timeline that we're on now. There's no more like dilly-dallying around that can happen. The frequency is not going to slow down. It's only increasing from here. And a part of a part of me not showing up fully for that aspect was holding on to certain certain realities of my experience that I wasn't sharing that needed to be shared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing it, because I think that it really makes us all, see how do you say this, the spirit working through us.
Yes.
Yeah. It really, we hear these like, really cool stories, and people share about past lives, and, channels, and talking to, the Arcturians or the Palladians, and, and that's cool,
But
right?
what's the bigger mission?
But this is, you're kind of coming with this humility and showing us, really how to walk it. And I think that the world is ready for that, for one.
See?
Yep, you just made
for the
hell
most
go
part.
off, man.
And it's
I would-
111.
I love that.
It's 111 for you too, then, right?
Yep.
Oh, too fun, too
Yeah.
fun. Golly, signs everywhere.
No,
Validation is everywhere.
I would love for you to tell us about even your communities and how you're working with people.
Mhm.
And I, of course, want to share the special offer and how people can enter your world.
Let's see, how much more
Yeah.
time do we have? We're at
I
111,
think
so we
we've
got
got
to.
15 minutes.
Yeah, we got 15.
Okay.
Perfect. I have a event happening on the 22nd where I'm going to be sharing with people about the ghost points, this lineage that I've talked about here, and the modality that it's been on the planet for thousands of years, but it was actually intentionally suppressed, and there was active attempts to actually burn the books and eradicate
Yes.
it from
Yeah,
the planet.
yeah. Yes.
When communism came into China, they stripped the spirit out of the medicine, and with it, all of the more shamanic transmissions of the meridians, and the ghost points being one of them. So on the 22nd, I have a free event where I'm going to be, for the first time, actually sharing more about this work, this body of work. We have the next group ceremony starts in November. So that's an opportunity where people can come and learn really more about what this modality is, what it treats, both physically. It treats a lot of physiological things, mental health struggles. Yes, it treats seizures, it treats anything neurological, but it also just treats like all the incessant little patterns that are constantly like showing up in people's lives. They become dissolved in a really beautiful way, where you realize like all these tethers and codependencies and all these ways that you're not living in integrity anymore. So that's happening on the 22nd. You can go to ahomna.com/mystery and sign up for that if the ghost points are activating in your body as you hear about this, because they live in your body. And then that is the pathway to come in to do this work with me of the ghost points in November 2026. We are facilitating training. So we're going to be taking people to learn this lineage of the ghost points, and to also learn how to fully facilitate multidimensional trauma and create miracles. And I lead very rigorous, intensive 400-hour facilitator training programs. This is the level of training that I feel that people require in order to be facilitators here for healing and to create miracles. And it's both online and in person. So there is 100-hour in-person practicum as well, so that people are really adept and confident and can go out in the world and actually facilitate this work when they leave. So that's the main work happening right now, available for the ghost points. And then I have my money meridians, which I touched base on.
And
I'm on a mission.
There's a little bit different special offer this time, but we will share the money meridians also on the live page. I think that that's just a fascinating program.
I'm glad that you spoke about that more too. It's beautifully laid out, but just as somebody else said, Stacy said, I'm profoundly moved by your words today.
I am moved too. I feel like my whole frequency changed.
Me
just
too.
Listening.
I know they did.
Wow.
So the Christar DNA activations here, these came through the planet in 2021. I have facilitated over 55 planetary Templar activations as a speaker for guardians, Yeshua being one of them. And these are activations that have been missions to evolve consciousness, to reclaim the planetary Templar, and to, yeah, so many things have happened. But these were the very first of those, of the over 555 missions that we've run. This is not just me doing this. Hundreds of people have done these missions. We've traveled around the world to do these missions. We've led retreats doing these missions. And these specific 7 activations are working with the 7 suns, and they are working on your DNA Templar. They activate dormant memories. They work to heal the nervous system. A lot of people have spontaneous psychic abilities come back online just through these 7 activations, and because they're working with the planetary pulse that's coming through the planet, and it's about catching up to speed with where the planet is, because the planet's actually far ahead of where humanity is right now, and it's trying to lead people forward in consciousness.
That's what all the solar flares are about.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, they're just like, come on, we gotta catch everyone up here.
See the light.
That's what I've been sharing. That's what I've been sharing. Yeah.
So
interesting.
Each one talks about a different layer, a different sun that is actually activating a site on the planet that has been used for all these activations to birth the new Stargate system on the planet. But it goes in and it does a lot of healing of the body, activating of the DNA. Like this one, the crystalline tree, that it restructures the entire nervous system of the body. A lot of people's nervous systems are oriented around fear. And that's just period. Boom, your nervous system is going to look for fear. That's what it's going to do. That's what it's designed to do when it has been inactivated to the solar consciousness. So this hooks the nervous system back into the solar consciousness. And then it goes deeper and deeper until we get to the final activations where you bring online your Vibrea body, which opens up 13 seals and allows you to start translating more of your soul essence into your body, and breaking your system out of the base 10 mathematics, which is the Metatronic reversals. It is the finite system of mortality. And this plugs you back into the base 12 Christ star template of our immortal nature.
That's exciting.
These activations are, and that's why we have the bonus training that these all came through. So these activations are crazy. They came through in 2021 when I was on sabbatical. I was healing my body. I was like really deep in that period of, I still wasn't seeing. And the guardians that I speak with, they were like, okay, you need to have 33 people come to your land and run these activations on this date. And I was like, I physically can't even get out of my bed right now. Like, I don't, I'm on a sabbatical first and foremost. So I'm not sending an email. I'm not doing a social media post. Like I can't engage. I can't see to do those things right now. And they were just like, don't worry, everyone will show up. You just need to put the space together. And sure enough, we had 33 people come together in person for these activations. And the talk, Becoming Immortals, was with my partner, Alex, who is a brilliant. He understands a physical body more than most people from a biospiritual perspective. You know, doctors and experts and leaders seek out his consultation in the world. So we really speak about, in that kind of bonus training, once you've now come back into this base 12 and your DNA starts to recalibrate to who you really are in connection to source field and source intelligence, that the mental body shifts of actually realizing that we are immortal beings in our physiological body. He talks about how the body is actually immortal and how to restore and regenerate that immortal template and reverse the 4 death signals. And that talk is worth more than what this is offered for alone, yet you get all the activations on top of it.
Love it.
How long are each of these activations, or is there
I guess it really doesn't really even matter as long as they're
it really depends. Yes, some of them, I think pretty much all of them are probably at least an hour. The final, like part 6, I believe, is a 2-hour activation. That's a long, that one runs so much frequency through your body. And these are operating with the organic sound and light frequencies, right? These aren't meditations. These aren't channelings. As a speaker, I I basically translate the sound domains. I'm from the sound domains. We've
Got it.
talked about this before, right? So
Yeah.
I hear sound of everything. Everything is emitting a frequency and I hear it
Mm-hmm.
and can translate it. So my role in these missions has been to speak and translate the frequency that's coming through.
Beautiful.
So that
thank you.
Us, the human antenna, know how we're meant to run that frequency through our spirit body and then through the planet. So some of them are a little bit longer. The waves run slower because a lot is happening, and you will feel it. This is because you tap in through sound. There is no time. So you tap into this as though it's happening right now, live.
Oh, it's
live
beautiful.
stream.
My goodness.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And you will feel most people come in and experience like they've just never had experiences like these before, because most people are just like leading meditations from ego, or like let me align with the Gregorian calendar and pretend that there's an event happening right now. But these are like real frequency pulses.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
some of this is it's fascinating because it really brings together some of the messages that I just even in that I've been receiving, but hadn't sat down long enough to really play and understand even the 12 base, right? I knew that I knew numbers and in its form were not exactly as stated. And I also knew about the 12, but it wasn't enough for me to, where do I go to research this unless I go and receive, right? Unless I work with someone that is a teacher and truly receive the information from someone who's really worked with this and your ascended masters, right? Because otherwise I could be on this kind of a wild goose chase of trying to formulate what I'm experiencing. And so I think this is really beautiful that you've been able to bring this to Earth as the translation for Earth. Thank you. For all of us, for all of humanity. I mean, it's big stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, really big stuff.
Receive that. And for us all. Yeah.
You guys, if you want the link, it's at houthustle.com/live. And if you go under Ahumna's picture, you will see and go directly to the link. And if you are on the active chat, I would love to hear your comments about this conversation.
There's been a lot.
I also did put the direct link to the offer in the chat. Wow.
So much. Thank you so much. Very enlightening. Yes, thank you. I'm very profoundly moved by your words. It shows the depth of our soul and deep healing that's available for us. Oh my gosh, right? And then definitely resonates with me too, especially when she was having deep releases through the feet and couldn't walk at times. It makes me aware and just how grateful I am for having hands and feet. There was a lot of gratitude for the body that was felt throughout your talk today, and just the gratitude that we can have for just ease of motion and the things that we have around us. And just wow, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Any parting words
for us for signing up for this insane life journey here on planet Earth, so you can bring this greater to us.
That's what I was trying to say, but words are failing me. So I hope that you receive that. Yes,
Absolutely. My greatest joy is what has been translated in the message, just appreciation for our bodies. They are immaculate technologies. They are why we came here to have this experience, was for this human vessel, and to come fully into it, not to escape it, not to try to leave it and ascend out of it or stay up here. It's to come fully into the body. And the journey of that, I will not lie to you, it is not easy. It is a journey that requires a tremendous amount of strength and support and fortification of your mind to stay oriented on love and peace and unity and love and God and all the things when things don't feel that way or are really challenged and life isn't flowing and moving. But if you just keep going and keep devoting yourself to the activations that are happening and to these rites of passage, like on the other side, standing on the other side now of this massive, what what ended up being a 9-year journey of fully coming into this body is just so much bliss and ecstatic joy and love and connection and compassion for all is so worth it on the other side. It really truly is. So just keep having faith in your body. It knows the path. It's going to lead you to the correct people who can hold you through whatever it is you are navigating.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I feel like we could have a whole nother hour talking about how to, maybe how to is not the right word though, but maybe surrendering to the awareness of the body or something like that, right? Wow.
Dana says, definitely receiving today.
Wow. All right. We thank you, Ahamna.
We'll let you go for your day.
Yes. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
You guys, we are going to take a quick break.
You got 5 minutes, right?
You've got 5 minutes, but I got gold.
Go ahead. Go.
So if you can cover for a second here.
How is everyone feeling? Everybody take a quick break, go get some water. And I will too. And we'll be back on with Jamie here just in a little while. Wow, hasn't today already been just phenomenal? Wow, what a blessing. I'm so excited to be here with you. We will have a live event. Maybe Hamna might stop by. I don't know. We haven't asked her yet, but it'd be really cool if she could. But anyway, we have a live event here now that she's kind of near the area. But if not, maybe she'll just send her a blessing from afar. It is November 7th through the 9th here in Austin, Texas. And it'll be really beautiful weather outside. It's going to be resort style. I'm going to take you through a QHHT, so quantum hypnotic healing. It will have the aspects of some past life emergence, but what it really does, it allows your oversoul that she talked about, right? She talked about the oversoul to heal the body, to tell you where to speak to you, to communicate exactly where you are meant to have awarenesses using your body and within your life and creating that life's purpose. There'll be some channeling event, and also Jenith is going to take us through some awesomeness. So her and our med test is going to take us through some body releasing from the different aspects of how we can hold a new frequency whenever we do have the ability to heal. We tend to forget that our bodies are so, so, so magnificent. And so bringing our awarenesses into our bodies, utilizing our bodies as actual information that it's giving us, and then instead of getting mad at the symptoms and awarenesses that it does give us, being able to translate that and to bring it into having it illuminate our what we consider life purpose, or what we consider our blueprint for the reasoning why we are in this lifetime today, giving you lots more ease and joy as you navigate through this amazing, amazing journey that we get to call life. So with that, we have Jamie Wozni coming back up. We will do this all together here in the next 2 minutes. So just take a quick moment to take a deep breath. And hold at the top there, yes. And let's just give gratitude for all the messages that we've received today and will continue to receive. And for all our spiritual alignment and gifts coming aligned and on board and online now. And release. One more time. Thank you.
Thank you guys for your beautiful words on the chat. I'm just so grateful to be seeing this and looking forward to sharing it with the bigger audience too. All right. Stopping the recording, and we will bring Jamie up. Reminder to drink water. It's time to drink water. We had Daniel Scratton on. He's like, you know, for sometimes this frequency needs more hydration. All right. Oh, Jamie, you're muted.
Well, I was waiting for my big intro.
Okay, great. Here comes the intro. Just give us a second.
Yes.
Okay, you guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Joneth Blackard.
And I'm Leonka Reyna.
And this is the How Hustle Mystic Morning Show. Today we're talking with Jamie Wasney, and we are going to talk to her a little bit about nervous system regulation and recalibration. I also learned that she is quite the Reiki master and an animal communicator.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
Yes.
Just a couple words about Jamie. She is the intuitive healer, writer, creative guide through Unapologetically You, Divinely Human, and she helps sensitive souls, light workers reconnect with our authentic truth, embrace and self-honoring, and stepping into the lioness energy of unapologetic power, joy, and flow. Her mission is to remind people that their authentic expression is not only enough, it's medicine for the world. I love that so much. My goodness. And I love the fact that you use the word unapologetic.
I do too.
Yes, because I find myself I do find myself in many times kind of wanting to play small and apologizing for the magnitude of my being. And so talk to us a little bit about that too, because you use a lot of the word of the power of the divine wild feminine. Wow, right?
Yes.
Like,
Whoa. So many
yes,
things.
yes.
Yes. And what I know about you is, like many of our other teachers, you've really gone down on a ride of, finding this work. I mean, this work has really come to you and come through you. I feel like even since our first conversation together, you've grown a lot.
Yeah.
I would love for you to just take us into the background, where it all began, why you've really chosen this as your profession.
Yeah, good to see you guys again. Nice to see your faces. And thanks everybody for being here. So I'll try to give the condensed and if you want to know more about this, but I was an actress. I've been doing healing work probably professionally for maybe 15 years now. And I didn't realize it at the time, and I still love acting, but I think there was a part of me that didn't feel seen. So I was like, oh, I'm going to use this so that everybody sees how amazing I am. And I was on this creative path. I moved to LA to be an actress, and I got really sick. And at the time, I was going to all these doctors, no one could help me. And so at first, it started from, desperation of like, what's wrong with me? I got to figure out how to help myself heal. And it's almost like, I'm just going to use the word God, but fill in the word that works for you. But God just like planted these things on my path because people are like, how'd you get into what you got into? And I'm like, I think life just did it, because I met a Reiki master who was like doing a speech at one of the movie things I was doing. It's like it was completely unrelated. And I thought, oh, energy healing, I could use that probably with what's going on in my body. So yeah, I just became a voracious student, passionate student to heal myself of mystical things, magical things, in a really practical sense, quantum physics, energy healing, gosh, mental mindset, all of it. And then the second half of my journey has just been like, wow. And this is why the divine feminine is so important to me. We are so powerful with what our body can do and what magical powers we have as human beings to go in first and then outside in the world of form to like take inspired action. So it's a little bit about my story.
Yeah. How do you find that you use Reiki in your normal day to day? How do you use it with your clients? Why don't you take us down kind of the energy space and consciousness of that?
Well, because Reiki was my first thing, so it's been a 15-year
I felt that it was there, or
I
what
felt
you
that
do,
was just the
or
beginning,
what
right?
you do to work with clients.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, Reiki was my gateway drug.
That's
But
it right there. We've heard that before.
yeah, totally. Um, but I embody it now. It's a beingness. And I do like it's a really great self-care tool to clear my energy at the end of the day because I believe, and I use the word medicine, that we're an embodiment, like we are the medicine. It's not an effortful thing. It's like your frequency. And then from your medicinal frequency, so my embodiment of higher divine consciousness, which is Reiki. And I know that can sound weird, so ask me questions if you guys need to.
No,
But
it's
Yeah, I
fine.
love it.
you know,
We
as
go deep
Yeah.
here.
yeah, as that embodiment, I might have an inspired action to create a course or join a summit or whatever it might be. I just did an Instagram post this week about just the power. And so it's cool for those of you that showed up live here, just the power of being in people's energy fields
Yep.
Yes.
of like your next step of your evolution and where you want to
Yes.
be and how you want to be, because it happened to me all week and you can call it magical or woo woo, but we have mirror neurons. And science shows us like being around people of like, if you want to be abundant, if you want to be successful, if you want to live life in more ease, if you want to be unapologetically you, be around people like that. Cause I was on a farm with a man who's got so much courage and tenacity and vision. And I left this farm and I was like, yeah. And I was feeling all driven and I'm thinking, that's interesting.
That's cool.
So that's what I mean when like you are medicinal. So whatever in my DNA and my
I
codes and
get
my energy
it.
field I carry, you guys are just like when you leave, you might feel people say they feel lighter when they're around me or
Yeah.
things like that. And so I think that's such a cool teaching because I grew up feeling not enough.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of us healers, light workers, empaths can feel that way.
Yeah.
And to realize like just somebody being in a room with you is enough and you get to just talk, like, I think that's pretty cool.
Well, we have the idea here that we share. It's whenever you are being all of you or being authentic, we call it, being you change the world or whatever it is. When you're being authentic, you truly are then igniting your full, you have an illumination. You are ignited in all of you. And as you are walking through life and you experience other people and other people experience you, their light then also becomes ignited. And so when I read the words medicinal, I'm like, oh, that's what we mean here
Yes.
in some terms. And for me to not be all of me is not the gift to you or to anyone here,
Yeah.
because then we all don't get to experience each other's ignited form and thus don't experience each other's light or turn
Yeah.
on ours, right? So it's a gift for each other of this exchange and the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, and what an interesting hard thing if you've had trauma or a background where you're like, and this was my story, like I have to hide, I can't show you my truth. I can't show you that I have feelings and issues. And oh my God, like the first part of being a Reiki master, the beginning of my journey, I did not bring my humanity to my work at all. I was like, I am the expert, I am the leader. You will see me as this. And if I show you that I'm a human, no one's going to want to pay me. It was like
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
this
yes.
whole
Yes.
thing. And now it's like, I mean, my company, it's funny because my tax guy was like, this was 15 years ago. He's like, why don't you just think of like a name for your business? And I'm like, it was off the cuff. I'm like, oh, divinely human. That sounds cool. And like it is, I've grown into the shoes of the tax guy's phrase that I came up with because
I
I'm like,
love
oh
that.
my God, like it's both, it's both, it's both, it's both.
Yes.
And I realize, like, especially so the divine feminine as an archetype is the feeler. So regardless of our genders, it's the part of us that is human, that feels, that has that depth and that density and that darkness, we could say. And I had no idea that was the entry point to connection, divinity, love, vulnerability, healing. No idea. And that's been, oh my God. And I'm sharing this in case anyone can relate. Like, to show that part of myself, I was like, everyone's going to leave. I'm going
Yeah,
to, and I'm still working at that. Like, I'm always,
sure.
my partner and I do this really cool exercise called I See, I Feel, and I'd be happy to share it if you're interested. But
Yes, we would be.
Mm.
it's a feminine masculine practice. And hmm, even today, like I'm voicing my feelings in this practice and I'm like, I feel too much. I feel too much. And he's like, I just don't see you like that. I see a sensitive, tender soul who has lots of feelings, who needs to be seen in them. Because we don't have a space like that usually when we're younger to share that.
And no
And
one teaches this stuff.
No.
and
I
there
was
isn't, go ahead. Yeah.
we were saying on the last call, we were talking about religion and Catholicism and how you're really taught these lessons, but you're never really taught to change your frequency and to feel things differently and to go into the feeling of the vision and
Yeah.
it's just like a misteaching. Now, I know in other cultures that certainly it's there, but we were just looking back and going, no, we're not even taught. It's like there's a wrongness to feel our
There's,
feelings.
oh God, it
Yeah.
is so wired in us that there's a wrongness in it. And
Oh,
like, I always have to, even now, I preface to my boyfriend, we've been together 11 years. And I always say, can you just help me? Because bless the masculine, masculine brain always wants to fix. And that's a beautiful gift of the masculine. But I always say to him before the practice I'm going to share, I say, can you, can you not try to make sense of anything I'm about to say? Like,
Mhm.
why are you sad today? Was it because of blah blah blah? Like, I don't know. This could be from my ancestors, and I'm having permission to feel it right now. Or it could be from this morning, or it could be from my hormones. I don't
I was
know.
gonna say, or it
Yeah.
could be,
That
Could be,
fire inside. Oh, I mean, a hot flash.
Yeah.
yeah, right. Could be anything. Could be anything. But
Which is
the
going on right now.
yeah. Oh yes, there you
Judith
go.
got it up to like 74 in Texas. I'm like, girl, we got to do something about this AC in here.
There you
And
go.
it's
See,
freezing, by the way.
there you go.
We got hormones differences going on here. But honestly, and we're
Exactly.
moving a lot of energy. So there we go.
Yes.
Yes.
But the truth is, when what does it look like? Okay, so take us through maybe we do an activation if you don't
Yeah.
mind, or
Sure.
so that we can understand where are and maybe see where we're going differently for between being not ourselves and
Mhm.
what it looks like to be unapologetically wild, divine, feminine. I think I said the words right.
And
But you know what I
especially
mean?
Yeah.
for us women, where we go to places that we feel like we need to apologize. I mean, gosh, I do want to talk a lot about the nervous system as well,
Mhm.
and maybe both of these go together because
Yes.
I finally got my nervous system a little more regulated. I've been doing hot and cold stuff. And but it was so off the hook. I wasn't sleeping, this, that, and the other. And I know that it's just because, I'm pushing myself and going way outside comfort zones that I
Yeah.
hadn't yet, it's just been my upper limit
Yeah.
comfort zone. And then I'll go to it and then I will go and my nervous system freaks out.
Yep.
So, but I think that that's a very common thing for people, and that's why we self-sabotage and we run up to the edge of the cliff and we are ready to let our wings go and fly or at least glide down. And I go to the cliff and I'm like, "Ooh, it's scary." And I go back and I will find myself doing unconscious self-sabotaging things.
Yeah.
So I think there's constructs within this human dynamic or human growth that I feel like maybe you're the right person for us to open the door for some transformation on this.
Yeah, there's a few layers here that are coming in, but I think, well, first of all, that's a normal. Like it's
Sure.
expansion and contraction of the nervous system is normal. So like, you know what Janet is saying, like when you have an expansion
Mhm.
and you are a, you know, brave, courageous person that's here to expand, like those of us on this call, um, it's normal to have a contraction. So instead of being like, what's wrong with me? I'm always having setbacks, you know, or
Oh, I
whatever we're afraid
see.
of. It's like, oh, no, this self-sabotage, this depression, this anxiety, however it's playing out for you,
Mm-hmm.
right on time. That's
Mm.
okay. And how can I tend to it? Um,
My ego wants to go and throw everything around. And we're like, what are you talking about?
Like even resistance to the conversation.
Yes, I'm not even kidding.
yeah.
Like, not like, you know, like it
Yeah.
really does. It wants to, because it wants to keep things as status quo.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And tell me more, like what's coming up for you? And I can speak to that.
Well, so I've gotten my nervous system back. I spent probably 3 hours and 5 times in a cold plunge
Yeah.
of 40 degrees for a couple minutes each time. And that was the number one thing that helped me go, okay, I can sleep.
Yeah.
And I woke, I've been the last couple of days just methodical and present and very, very chill. Last week, the week before, even, I feel like it's almost been like 3 weeks in the chaos. In fact, my husband even said, yeah, you don't need to run your business like you look like a chicken with your head cut off. Because I'm like, we'll come from these like delicious conversations. I'll be like, okay, now we've got to do this, and it's just
I
like,
know it.
I'm not, I mean, I'm a little bit of that.
I'm immune to it now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, gosh,
I'm
she's going through that again.
I'm a little bit that type of person, a type A personality,
Yeah.
and I also had balanced it for so many years. I created a program called Clear the Noise. I meditate, which did kind of go away as we got busier. I do the things to keep my nervous system intact on the regular, and I think I just got too busy. And those were the things that got kind of off
They fall off.
they
Yeah.
fell off.
that's
And I
it.
found that I wasn't even able to meditate because my mind started
Truth be told.
racing again. And it was just like, wow, I've got to get back to me.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I have to do it, especially before the summit.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the chaos of my reality. That's the real humanness of it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But then I have the opposing side and I can go really zen and out there. But I can't when my nervous system is that amped up.
Yeah, and I just did a workshop on this with a co-teacher of mine, but it's for me, it's balance and harmony. Those are the two words.
Hmm.
Because I don't, you know, and we're human, right? So it's not about being in the masculine all the time. And the masculine qualities I'm speaking about are push, force, go, do, hustle, don't stop, can't stop, won't stop, you
Yep.
know? And then the feminine is the slowness, the softness, the breath, the tending to the self, the intuition, the
Mhm.
flow, the balance, the feelings, all of that, the movement. And Jenith is her awareness is like, oh, I'm out of balance here. So let me bring in a little bit more. And our nervous system's beautiful. It's telling us, it's like, oop, there's not, because oh gosh, I too, right? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with me? No, 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 no. What is my body trying to tell me right now? What is my nervous system trying to tell me right now? I even wrote down on a piece of paper before going live, I wrote down ease,
Mm.
truth, truth over performance. This is what I'm working on because it's the
Yeah.
performance, masculine, truth,
Oh,
feminine.
interesting.
And I'm like, you know, and I wrote, it's safe to be seen.
Mhm.
And that's like showing you, this is my feelings, this is what, because that's the power of the feminine, which is vulnerability, magnetism, right? I show someone on the call my heart, someone calls and says, wow, your story resonated, instead of like, I got to get all the sales right or whatever the
Right,
masculine's going to
right.
say. So it's both. We can't have one without the other, but the nervous system regulation part component, there's so many layers to this, is presence, bringing ourselves into the present moment. Cold plunging is a way to do that. Lots of other benefits.
That was the word from a meditation with Emily this morning. She had us do a meditation, and the visualization, and the word that came out was present.
Here with what is
Yeah.
here, right? So I regulate my nervous system by breathing, slowing my breath, noticing colors around me. Like I'm actually trying to, because like it's so easy to do that. This is a blur, but like, can I actually take in Jeneth's hair color, right? And clothing color. And look at that little yellow flower right there in the center. And how does that little yellow flower make me feel? Like, who the hell does that? We don't do that, you know, in our government, in our society. Like, people be like, Jamie, you are whack. There ain't time for that.
That's why we created a community where you can.
Yeah. And we encourage everyone to do it too.
That's right.
Yes.
We're changing the world here, people. Let's do
And
this.
that's
Well,
it.
colors, that brings in a new frequency.
Truth.
Just even by honoring it, and by the thought of honoring it, there is another frequency, a frequency of gratitude and honor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So for some reason, and this is also a way I regulate my nervous system, and it's kind of like, doesn't seem like this could be a nervous system regulator. But feelings, for some reason, that's coming up strongly today. So I'm going to trust it.
Yeah. And that's the reason why we do this live.
Yes.
With the community. So we have all the frequencies with the more.
Yes. And feelings can just be your inner world, right? Thoughts, energy, feelings, sensations, this entire experience going on inside of you. When we are in resistance to it, when we're not allowing it, when we're not creating space for it, our nervous system perceives a threat. Our nervous system goes, I have to protect her from this. I have to protect him from this. There are so many chronic, because my beginning of my journey was in health stuff. There's so many chronic healing experts out there, me included, that are like, when you train your nervous system that a big inner world and lots of feelings and lots of sensations is normal, your nervous system relaxes, you know? And so I have to, as radical and embarrassing as it is, carve out space for, hey girl, your feelings and this inner world matters just as much as the output and the masculine and the doing and all this stuff that you're doing. So just to know that, like, whoa, I never put the two and two together. Honoring my feelings helps me calm my nervous system. Wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
And I don't honestly, like, I'm coming in with a human answer for just a moment, because like, why not? It just makes me feel better. Like the gift of being witnessed in your inner world, I feel seen, I feel held, I feel loved, I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. So why not like have that experience instead of, you know, a lot of people that I work with feel dim and depleted, and is this all there is to life? And I don't know why, but finding a safe space to show people your heart, that light, that color comes back, right?
Yes, it
Because
does.
that's the divine feminine we've all been cut off from, right? The colors, the feelings, the depth, the intuition. It's like, oh my God, there's color again here. So I'm happy to share the little practice too, and I can even take us through a little guided practice of the ICA feel that really helps us kind of self-love and befriend our inner world so that we can regulate our nervous system and be in balance with our feminine.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
love to do it.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to explain the practice briefly. So just take a couple deep breaths and you can put your hand on your heart and your chest. I'm just going to ground in together. Good. So in my understanding of studying this for a long time, masculine and feminine energies, no matter your gender preference or no matter your gender, we all contain these archetypes within us. And life contains them. And when we're in balance with them, we do better. We thrive. We feel better. Our nervous system's regulated. We feel more love. We're more creative. We're more abundant. We're more in harmony. We're more in tune. Our bodies are healthier. All these things that we want to receive in our life happen when we're in balance with our masculine and feminine. Masculine is doing, leading, thinking, penetrating, holding the vision, integrity, action. Feminine, depth, magnetism, feeling, intuition, inner experience, softness, receiving, movement. Okay, just to give you a feel of these energies. So, if you have a safe partner, you can do this. So, for example, if you identify as a woman, two women can do this practice. One can be in the masculine and one can be in the feminine. Okay. Or a woman and a man, or a man and a man, or however it is that you want to work this. Or you can do this practice on your own, which is what I'm about to take you through. Being in the masculine pole within you, the qualities that I just named, and being in the feminine pole within you. So that's what we're going to do today. And we're going to, if this, just to give you an example of what this were to look like with my partner and I, he identifies as a man, I identify as a woman. And I would say to him, I feel. Okay. And so the first thing I would do is tune into my body and not think about how I think I feel. I would just say, I feel, and it could be tense, tight, excited, embarrassed, like too much. Okay. And I would stay in that feeling as long as I need, and he would mirror back to me what he sees. So the masculine is the seer, it's the consciousness, it's the loving observer. So he would say something like, and this is spur of the moment, he would say, I see a woman who is so brave. I see a woman who doesn't realize she's allowed to be in any experience. I see a woman who's loved in her too much feelings. So for ourselves, we would just tune in, I feel, okay, whatever the top card of feeling is. It could be sensation, it could even be numbness. And then the masculine pole, I see. So something loving and supportive that you see. Okay. So, Jeneth, I'm wondering if we would want to do, just to give people a feeling of it, what this looks like as two people doing it, and then move it into a self practice. If you guys, either one of you would feel comfortable doing this with me.
Yeah, I'm open. Lianka can go too.
Yeah, Lianka, either one.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I was like, she said your name.
Are you ready to be vulnerable?
I'm down.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm totally down.
It's good. See, this is the medicine where someone
I'll
else
do it.
gives
I'll do
you
it.
permission. We can both
Okay.
do it if you want. Okay.
Okay.
So, would you like to be the seer or the feeler first, Lyanka?
I can be the feeler. It's fine.
Beautiful. So, and if you have questions, I'm right here with you. So, you're just going to tune in, and it could be a sensation or a feeling. You're just going to say to me, I feel, and then I'm going to mirror back to you, I see, And then we'll do maybe 3 of these. You'll say, I feel, I see, I feel, I see. Okay. So take a deep breath, tune into your body whenever you want to start. I feel, and then just whatever's here.
Well, right now I feel my back hurting.
Mm. Mm. I see a woman who has permission to not smile or smile if she wants to.
Nice. I feel vulnerable.
Mm. I see joy in this. I get to be vulnerable right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. I feel not enough.
Mm. I see sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I feel honored.
Mm. I see a badass. A badass. Yeah.
She does have a badass. Lots of squats. I do love that.
Beautiful.
That's funny. Um, and I feel grateful.
Mm. Mm. I see peace. Peace entering.
Yeah.
Good. So beautiful. And this, my boyfriend and I set a timer, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or 30 minutes. Sister can go for 30 minutes. Like
Yeah.
it's just wild. And it becomes my loves. And I'm aware of the time. Are we okay to go a little over or we need to
Oh
be
yeah, we're good. We're good.
we're okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got 30 minutes from right now, so we're good.
Oh, okay, perfect. Lyanka, that was beautiful. And I know being vulnerable isn't easy. And then when we are held in it and the seers in it, just with you, like, oh my gosh, you also have a witness to your feelings. And what happens, you guys, because as an energy healer, Reiki, all these beautiful things, this is a tool to clear energy from your body. I say to my
Yeah.
partner,
Yeah.
sometimes because energy is emotion and feeling, and if we have this loving witness, be it Reiki, be it somatic work, be it the I feel practice, being in your divine feminine and masculine, she's letting this energy release from her body because there's a loving witnessing presence.
Yeah, I felt that.
I
Right.
think I'm so glad that she was the seer because the way that you saw based on the feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could see how other people that may not be attuned to this would have just given, I see a beautiful, powerful woman, I see this, and that may be what they saw, but you were giving her a response.
Directly from the feeling.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
That's
I
cool.
just felt like it was important to point out as people may take these practices and continue doing them at home. I feel like it's really and I'm certain that it could help doing it that way too. But when she said that she didn't feel worthy,
Not enough was the
not
word.
enough, and you responded with sadness, you responded to that was the frequency of her feeling that. And I just mean when that just kind of clicked in the field, and I just thought that was phenomenal.
It is an amazing, Dana says,
Yeah.
what an amazing way to be seen and feel
Yep.
seen and heard. Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool.
We do one like this.
And I was grateful. The gratitude I had was the gratitude for this community, for you, for this non-judgment place to say that on the air, with people live, to say to feel not enough, but then also to feel held. I was
Yep.
like, wow, I'm
was-
so grateful for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I say this to my partner too, because he still, after this many years of us doing this practice, doesn't, I mean, he does on one level, but I am so grateful to him constantly because I say to him, you don't understand how rare the space you're holding for me is now.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
how, I've been doing this 15 years. I'm so happy to hold you in your allness because I've had to learn to hold myself in my allness. That's why I can show up for you guys because I can hold myself in that too, right? But but to know that like there is this wonderful community that can hold it. And then also if you're at home in your bedroom, you can practice holding yourself in that
Yes.
and
That's
attuning.
beautiful
So just
too.
know that the intention of the seer is just a loving observer. So you're
Yeah.
looking just to offer that feeler something loving and then the end because you're not trying to fix.
No
You're not trying to
thanks.
get it to stop. You're just like,
Yes.
Just observing.
what do I see? What do I see here right now?
And then yeah, that gives them the choice to change the frequency if they choose to change it. It's not
Yeah.
going in and processing it or anything.
Well,
It's
the gift
beautiful.
too is this is an automatic frequency changer.
It
So
is.
Yes.
It
sometimes we're
is.
like, what the
It
hell do I
is.
do with my emotions? And
Mm,
if someone can come in, yourself or someone else, and not make them wrong, not try to understand where they came from, again,
Right.
that might be nice. We can figure that out. That's good too. But for this practice, the byproduct of this is a clearing so that you raise your vibe. You come into more
Yeah.
love. You come into more relief. You come into more unconditional love because
Mhm.
and I remember this from my teacher. I was so afraid of meeting feelings because I was so stuck in like transcendence and positivity and all this stuff when I
I love
first
you.
started.
That's
But
wonderful to say. Yeah.
there's a balance with it because it's like, yes, that's great. And it's not great if I'm suppressing all my emotions because
Uh-huh.
it's not gonna help me.
It's
So it's like
exactly why we did the show to this
yes.
summit. Yes.
Yes, I
Yes.
have to
Yes.
focus on my mindset. I have to do my gratitude list. I have to visualize my future and I have to sit with the darkness and my feelings and love them and love it unconditionally
Yes.
because that's the masculine and the feminine, you know?
Yes. Yes.
And again, knowing that like, oh my God, my body would heal and my life would improve and my friendships would improve when I do this and let people see my not enoughness. Like, what? Um,
Yeah.
but we all are tender-hearted, beautiful souls that have all these feelings there. So either we meet them in love or we suppress them and we get to choose, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say one thing.
Yes.
We, in a course that I took, did this on judgment. And I can see how somebody could easily say these with judgment too,
Mhm.
right? Like, be what do I judge about you? What is it that you judge
Oh
about
yeah, I remember
me?
that.
Right. And I've never, oftentimes you do it with a facilitator and the individual, but I think it'd be really interesting to do it with two people that, here's what I judge about you, because sometimes the judgment is
Mm.
just an awareness. And it just makes me think how powerful that is to do connections like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can do it on admiration, what I admire about you, that you might,
Yeah.
back and
Yeah.
forth, right?
Yeah.
Be cool.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, that's
Totally.
powerful. I feel shifted just from you guys doing it. It's kind of awesome.
Yes, and that's
Interesting.
like
Okay, you're up. I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
good.
well, we're bringing in talk about unapologetically you. That's what I would
Yeah,
say. Lanka
well,
just
that
entered
is
that space of
space
showing.
abundant. Yeah,
She's like, I just showed you my badassery, my light, my awesomeness, the sadness, the not enough. It's like, it
yeah.
doesn't mean I'm going to show you guys all the best parts. I'm going to show
Show
you
you
all of it.
everything. I
And
love it.
that's to me the epitome of liberation and authenticity. And um, again, wow, we are not taught that I have to be pleasing and perfect. And oh my God, is that an exhausting place to live that'll keep your nervous system on? But again, this is a 15-year journey of mine, of little bit at a time.
Yeah,
How can I let my feelings out in safe spaces and,
sure.
dance and creativity and all this other stuff that's part of my work? Um, little spaces at a time to go,
Sure.
can't
Mhm.
this,
Sure.
and then our nervous system, because like what Jonathan was saying,
Yeah,
it's normal. I push the limit and then I'm like, oh God, I can't do this anymore.
yeah. Well, and then instead of resting, we want to quit
That's
or
it.
quit things within things. I mean, and I feel like sometimes you just need to rest your nervous system. It's
Yes.
not, you don't even require to rest. You really just require recalibration.
Or if somebody
Nourishment.
wants to raise their hand to do the exercise, we'd be happy to do that with you as well.
Yeah,
Um,
sure. We can do the exercise. Also, too, I was saying I'm happy to do the self-guided exercise. Would you like me
let's
to
do
do
that,
that?
Okay,
actually. Let's
Okay.
do
great.
that. I love
Okay.
that.
Cool. And then we'll see what feels good after that. Okay. So you guys now have an example and you get a feel for it, which is good. So just
Mhm.
Take a deep breath. You can do this. Eyes open or closed. I actually had a woman who, and I loved this because I never did this practice. She wrote out the I see, I feel because it was helpful for her. So if writing has a sweet spot in your heart, you can write
Yes.
out I feel and I see.
This
So that's
community knows how much I'm always talking about. Just get your paper out.
there
Put
you
a
go.
pencil there.
I
Different
mean,
places in your house.
yep. Samesies. All right. So take a deep breath into the belly. Long, slow exhale. Speaking of nervous system regulation, when our exhale is longer than our inhale, it signals safety to the body. So let's do 3 of those into the belly. Long, slow exhale. One more. Slowing everything down. I give myself permission to be in my seer and my feeler in the privacy of my own home today, the privacy of this group today. I only share with myself what is comfortable. And maybe I expand my comfort 1% out of 100, and that's enough today. Just breathing in and out. There you go. And my body's doing this the whole time. You may have noticed. Rocking or swaying deeply regulates your nervous system. So just it's, what a loving mama, if you have had one. We could just say metaphorical loving mama rocks and sways. There you go. You can do it for yourself. Good. So now we're just going to tune into the feeler in all of us, regardless of gender. And we're just going to say out loud or in our mind or write on that paper, we're going to say, whispering or in our mind, I feel. And I want you to move from your head down into your body. And it could be a sensation, it could be tight chested, it could also be excited, scared. I'm just going to give you a second to tune in. I feel, and just what's present for you. You can't get it wrong. And we're just presencing it, right? I know we're so afraid to bring things to the surface. Sometimes we're afraid they'll bury us, annihilate us, take us over. But we just welcome 1 little percent, just the corner. And remember, when we present something in love, it's gone. It releases from our body forever. So we bring it up so that it goes. You are doing something extraordinarily powerful for yourself today. Okay, so I feel, what do you feel? Good, and now we're going to be in the seer role. The seer is a loving observer, a loving witness. You're just going to do the best that you can. This is your first time doing this practice. So based on what the feeler just said, I feel excited. Yeah, then what does the seer feel? I see.
I see.
Just notice what's here for you that you see. What does the seer see in the feeler? Some examples. I see a need for a deep breath. I see someone who just needs a snack. I see a beautiful, brave girl. It could be anything. Oh, good, guys. And we're going to go back and forth like we did live. So then we're going to go back to the feeler. And you might have the same feeling 27 times, or it might shift 27 times. Mine goes from joy to sadness to grief it's wild. It's beautiful, okay? That's the feminine. She paints with her feelings. So let's bring this up. I feel what's present, a sensation or feeling. Just notice. Breathe, soften the body. Very kind to yourself. I see. What do you see? Loving, observing witness of the feeler. I feel. Going to do a couple more of these together. You can get the swing of it. Say it out louder in your mind. I see. And then last one, you guys are doing so good. I feel. And I see. Good. And take a deep breath. And you know you can go as long as you want. When I first started this practice, I would set a timer for 4 minutes. You might yawn, become emotional, because remember, this is a beautiful practice of divine union, of balancing your masculine and your feminine. And
Do you
yeah,
do this with like physical pain too, ever? Or
anything. Yeah, you could do this with sensation because, you know, I understand we're all at different levels of our connection to our feelings. And sometimes we're numb, and sometimes we can identify, we're like, well, I have tightness in my chest, but I wouldn't necessarily call that fear or grief. But we can just say,
yeah.
you know, or a physical pain, you know, I feel
Uh-huh.
tired, or, you know,
Right.
and then we can start to really articulate it, even if it doesn't make sense to the world, because I'll have ones where I'll say, and this is pretty wild, but I'll say to my partner, I feel, and this isn't necessarily feeling, but I'll say, I feel like I don't want to stay in tonight and I don't want to go out. And that is like, oh my God. And you know, I feel so tired. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I want to be in this relationship and not in this relationship at the same time. And like that, like very nuanced, whoa, like I don't even know what to call that.
Mhm.
But the wild thing is, once it releases, it's not even a problem anymore. Like the other day, I was crying, and I'm 41. We could judge ourselves. Oh my gosh, I'm childish. My grandmother passed, God knows how long ago, but I was so attuned to myself. And I was like, I feel so sad. I miss my grandma. And just started sobbing. And, you know, he's like, I see someone who loves so big, loves people or whatever.
Yeah.
But the practice was done, and I didn't miss grandma anymore. I missed her for that moment, and I didn't even make
Yeah, it
a
was just,
big deal about it. But it was just that part of my beautiful, tender heart needed to be presenced,
yeah.
Yes.
It
you
was just
know?
frequency
So
moving through you.
be gentle with yourself in this, because my practice with him, even now, like I could tell you got to tune into your own needs. I could tell I was like, because he'll say to me, what do you need? And he's a very busy person, so we don't see each other a ton. And I was like, God, I feel like I could use a timer set for 30 minutes where my nervous system knows. I don't, you know, because sometimes 10 minutes in this practice, I'm like, but I got so much I want to get out.
Ah,
Um,
that's really cool.
and I had to unapologetically ask for the 30 minutes. So just know, like, if this is uncomfortable and awkward and weird, and you're like, this is too much, me 10 years in still feels that.
Okay.
Right.
And I choose to follow my needs and my heart and my worthiness to go. He could say no, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna just push the edges of like, I can tell I need this. And oh my God, so much cleared.
Wow. Interesting.
Yes.
One of the things that comes up is what happens when somebody is attached to feeling that and feeling that for good. And I'm asking it that way from one of the questions on the chat, because one of the questions is, what if your seer speaks to yourself saying, I feel self-judgment, and what if they see it as self-kindness? How do you, you know,
I don't
I
know if I
guess,
got the question from that. Hold on.
so yeah, how do you change the frequency, or how do you be the frequency? How do you,
Okay, frequency's throwing me off. Hold
okay,
on just a
maybe,
second. Because I'm not sure
so
we are
maybe feeling?
fully embodying that word when we're saying it right now. So hold on just a
Okay.
second. Is the person asking if that person wants to stay attached to that feeling?
Yes.
And So that's fine, right?
But
I would go into so it's the top card and all the layers. So I would say I feel like ferociously attached to this feeling and I'm never going to
okay,
let it go.
got
I
it.
will never let this go. I would fully embody the Halloween costume of the attachment.
Got
I am,
it.
Okay.
Okay,
I feel
cool.
attached. I feel hanging on for dear life. I feel I will never let
Ah,
this go for lifetimes. I,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And so, yeah, like what else is here? What else is here? What else is
that's
here?
cool,
What
cool,
else is here?
cool.
Right.
What else is here?
Yeah.
Do you ever ask what the value or worth of holding on to it is, or is it always just
Yes, there's a lot of, so just I'm talking about
uh-huh.
for this practice, but my
Okay,
For
goodness,
this
there's
got
particular,
it.
yeah.
so many things. Like, because we could look at like, I have a meditation called healing from secondary gain. And there's our body and mind holds on to stuff that might not be actually supportive because it believes it's helping us. So if we believe self-judgment's helping us, there's a internal family systems. There might be a protective part that's
Yes, I
like,
had that earlier
this is
today.
protecting me from being, annihilated or shaming myself. So I'm judging myself so that I don't embarrass myself or whatever the heck.
Mhm.
So yes, but the cool thing about this practice is it's like it's just energy and it's just the feminine and it's just paint and you gotta,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
the better you can. And my partner has had to learn this practice. Like he didn't
Mhm.
show up totally, and I even have to preface it with so the feminine in all of us loves this phrase, yes, more.
Uh-huh.
Yes, more. So if you show up in the masculine for yourself, or if like how I took on the masculine role for like Anna, or however we do it,
Hmm.
when you are in the masculine role for yourself or for other doing this practice, yes, more. Yes, more. The opposite would be no, that's wrong. That's bad. That's too much. I've got to analyze this. So if
Mhm.
we're in that, then the energy, yes, more of this, whatever the hell's coming through. It doesn't have to make sense. More, please. No suppression. And then it can just, go.
Oh, okay, okay,
Wow.
okay,
So
okay.
per this practice, we don't have to get too analytical, which is good because there's a
Yeah,
Right.
time and
yeah,
a
yeah,
place
yeah,
for
yeah.
that.
Yes.
Time and a
This
place for
right
that.
here is just is that this little container for what it
Yeah.
is supposed to
Your
be. Yeah,
divine
I love it.
essence liberation movement. It's fabulous.
Hmm.
Well, let's talk a little bit about how people can work with you and share
It's
your special
2:22 right
offer.
now,
And
too.
it's 222 here in
Ooh.
Texas. Why don't you talk a little bit about in what's in this program, what will happen to people when they immerse themselves in the program and
Yeah.
yeah.
This is one of my favorite programs because unlocking the feminine within me has been, well, clearly you can see how passionate about it I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Life changing. So I put together all my years of learning about the feminine within us, regardless of gender, into this program. It's the 9 pillars of the feminine and learning about what the heck is it and healing and balancing and coming and feeling safe being in that expression within yourself. So yeah, the first one is our power. We don't know how powerful we are
Mhm.
as creators, even co-creators. And so the number one talks a lot about your power and the use of practical magic. How being in your feminine is actually life-giving for you.
Uh-huh.
Two is fluidity, which is when we talk about our exhaustion of forcing and controlling, all of that fluidity is one thing, next thing, this thing unfolds. That's the feminine. So we clear what's in the way through all this energy work, meditation, my uh, teachings, being in the frequency of that. Divine wild expression, similar to what we just did, probably one of my most awesome topics, like uninhibited,
Love
you
it.
know. Yeah. Oh gosh, what a gift of that. Intuition, again, something we're all we don't have that in fifth grade. I go over how your intuition speaks, how to connect back to your intuition. I've been a psychic for 15 years, so it's coming from somebody who, like you mentioned in the beginning, I do intuitive work with animals and humans.
Mhm.
It's how I was able just to be so in tune with Lycana. So I help you guys really master that part of yourself, which is the
Yeah.
feminine. It's what we just did. So true feminine truth number 5, darkness, feelings, emotions, transmutation in the body. I teach you other ways to move it through the body in addition to I see, I feel. Um, Embodiment. So the masculine is thinking, feminine is in the body, which is huge for nervous system regulation. Coming back into sensations and pleasure and juiciness and joy. That's all feminine. I think we might have just skipped one.
You
Am I?
did.
Okay, oh,
Okay,
sorry about
perfect.
that.
Radiance and love. Love
Oh,
is the
that's a
Mm.
good one. We
feminine.
don't want to skip that.
No, does our government, does our authorities, does, it's not usually love first, heart first.
Right.
I hope it is. I hope some people run systems like that, but this is showing us it's the most, I mean,
But we will.
it's the most important thing is love
Yeah.
and light and openness and aliveness. And it's really becoming an unapologetic force of that and bringing you back into that part within yourself.
Hmm.
Um, Magnetism, allowing,
Mm.
and I know I think
Nice.
I saw some of you write this in the chat, balance between being and doing. That's confusing
Mhm.
when we're like, where do I take action? I'm not just going to
Yeah.
float around in my feelings all day. Um, my biggest teaching is, and you'll learn this in the course, feminine first. It's like, let's anchor back into this innate part of ourselves inside. And then from there, we get inspired action steps.
Yeah.
And I just manifested the coolest manifestation by being
Really.
in all of these teachings because yeah, I wanted a new bed and I decided I wanted the new bed. And then I was so I was like, here's the intention. That was lesson number 1.
Yeah.
Your feminine power. I will teach you that. And then I got into my receptivity and my listening. So instead of just getting into my head and starting the hustle, push, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
got in the shower and I listened and a
No,
business
hustle's a
idea
dance,
came in.
right?
Yes, a business idea came in, but I received it. Very simple doing, right? So then I
Yeah.
put together a letter. Anyway, I reached out to Avocado Mattress, all organic luxury mattress. She's like,
Yes.
love your idea. Just got a $5,000 mattress for free. And
Wow. So
because
awesome.
my mind was like, this is impossible. Then I was like, no, it is possible.
It
Watch
is
me.
possible.
Yeah.
Watch me. And I did it. And this is it. And it's like where so I did that dance. I was like, okay, I'm not just gonna like do a whole thing. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna
Yeah.
balance.
Mhm.
That's all in this lesson. And then
Wow.
really, really similar receptivity. It's like how, and then, that ties in with the intuition, letting the information come in, receive the feelings, receive the wisdom, be in the body, slowing down, and then acting from that place because then we have more energy to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite meditations. I actually talk about frequency. I have us in this meditation clear everything that isn't healthy feminine, which is the pushing, proving, forcing, not feeling, suppression, the junk. I move us through an energy clearing of all of that. And then I take us through a feminine energy bath and let ourselves bathe in and get used to what it feels like to be in flow, magnetism, movement, intuition, depth, all of these beautiful feminine qualities. So it's a nervous system recalibration meditation, and I absolutely love it.
Wow. And that's the bonus.
That's the bonus.
Wow.
Oh, and these are
Yeah.
really more teaching lessons.
It's a lot of things. It's like coming into a workshop with
Okay.
me, but
Okay.
it's teaching, it's journaling, it's meditating.
Oh,
Sometimes I take you
Wow.
through
gotcha.
What a great
EFT.
offer.
It's
Yeah.
whatever's
Yeah.
needed to really anchor
I
that
love
in
it.
you and
Wow.
remind you. And also it's a reminder. Sometimes just hearing like when I was prepping for this call, one of the things I wanted to impart with you guys is like this exists. This is
Yes.
this is a thing that exists and it's real.
Yes.
And just knowing that, it's like, whoa, man, like I can start to like feel around in the dark to find this within myself. It's not just like a made up thing. And if you look at life instead of just Jamie, like you look at animals and you look at life and you look at archetypes and you look at people, you'll start to see that this energy is just innate in all of us. And we're just learning that it's here, it's real, feeling safe and coming back into balance with it.
Yeah. If you're looking for the offer, if you go to the live page, which is where all these interviews are, houthustle.com/live, and go down under Jamie's picture, you'll see how you can get the special offer.
It's
with
such a
those
great special offer
classes
too.
there. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel every single one of the calls transformed me in a little different way. I feel really
Different.
I feel like I'm like beyond words anymore. Thank
Yeah.
you, Jamie.
Any
You're
parting words for us
welcome.
today?
Gosh, no, thank you guys. I intend success and abundance and all the good things for this and for whatever you guys are coming for. May you hear it and just
Wow.
know how magical and powerful you are and that anything is possible.
Fabulous. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Beth.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Thanks for
Love
having
you.
me.
Yes. It's
Bye.
amazing. Oh, it's such a healing practice. It's gold. Yes,
Yes.
more will unfold. Just a couple quick more messages for you today. Announcements is what I'm trying to tell you. We do have a live event coming up at the end of the beginning of November, so end of the year. It's November 7th through the 9th, and you can read all about it. I really encourage you to go to the page. It actually has some really cool video footage there, and it's from Janet's live event that I was privileged to have been a part of in working in her business. It was a while back, and on that page, Janet beautifully wrote up some of the experiences we're having. But what I wanted you to do is at least go and open the page, because it is a glimpse into the actual practices that she did that day. So you can also, as a bonus, get some of that through osmosis, some of that goodness that she shared with the awesomeness, because it really is like she put some of the actual footage from that event, which does change people, as to view. So a bonus is just by visiting the page, you will be transformed because you will step into the world of some awesomeness just by, again, visiting the page. And that page is www.howithustle.com/event. So it's exciting. I mean, really, just go and see it. And if it calls to you, join us. We are really going to play in these energies. We're going to bring them into the body. We're going to actually create a community, forge friendships that we all will treasure for our lifetime. I still keep in touch with the people that I met at the other events. It's been amazing. I mean, it's been the journey. Where else do you get the place and space to really formulate what you and articulate what you're feeling and experiencing in this safe, sacred, arena? And I don't want to say arena because really it's my house. and as the physical manifestation of what we get to experience here on earth, and as friendships, as relationships, as love, as healing through our body. And that's, man, it's super, and without judgment. That's the whole premise of this whole summit community, live events, why we put anything together, so that you can take this information, be transformed, and go ignite the light in others just by you being you.
Tickets are on sale during the summit. They're just $150 this week. And let me just say, yes, there's footage from my previous events that Lianka was at, but not a lot in the footage. But let me just say what she can do with her QHHT and take you through past lives and past life regression is also something we're going to do as a group. We're both hypnotherapists, and we may just be meeting you, but I do want you to get a chance to really tap into the frequency of what this is and how it might transform you. Wow. We have an inner circle. It's called Mystique Society. We will be talking about it on Wednesday. If you are interested in it, feel free to also click around, hit the links, and email us questions if you'd like, and we'll make sure we address it on Wednesday's show. I also want to make sure that you mark your calendar for Friday because I've twisted Adam Apollo's arm and he's going to do a live show with us on what he calls lifetimes, which it talks a lot about his past lives and his being born as a dragon.
It'd be
You gotta love
exciting.
that.
Yeah. I was kind of bummed because I thought that I was going to be here for it because for a second I thought it was on Thursday, and I'm sorry I won't be with you on Thursday.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to take my grandmother to a funeral for her brother,
Yeah.
and our families are really close. And so it's just one of those things that fell during the same time. But I know that Jenith is going to take very good care of you, and it'll be amazing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
We have an amazing lineup all week long. Please join us again tomorrow through Friday, same time, same place.
All right, this is how hustle, and we're just reminding you to take a little time to
To
enjoy
enjoy
the woo. Have a good one, y'all.
Bye, everyone.